We got Peppa Pig.
I got some Xbox news.
They have Peppa the Pig, baby. Let's go.
That's what I was about to say. They have wonderful Game Pass edition. You got Peppa the Pig. You got Power Hose Simulator, whatever that was. Power Wash Simulator.
That's gonna be
Yakuza games came back. The Yakuza games came back as well.
All right. Power Wash Simulator is gonna be fire,
a lot of great
bro.
games coming to Xbox Game Pass.
All right. Power Wash Simulator, that's day one, bro.
All right.
Man, the disrespect.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Planet Xbox, episode 111. I don't know if there's anything special about 111, but we're on that number. I am your host, the Best Bot Kid Smooth, and we have a couple people in here today. So I think a few more is going to show up as the show go on. But I want to introduce, I've been knowing Mega for a long time, and I think predate his YouTube channel. I think you started a little bit later than we did. But K Mega 405 GRG podcast on Planet Xbox podcast. What's up?
What's happening, man? It's an honor to be here, man. For another time, because I gave you grief saying that I never been on here, and appreciate Chris setting the record straight. You know what I'm saying? So but now thanks for having me on again, man. And I'm ready to go ahead and we can go ahead and crown PlayStation as champion of 2022. It's all right. It's all good. I mean, the Xbox will be back next year.
All right. Oh man. Ole Man Logan, how are you?
Oh, what's up? Today is a great day for definitely God of War fans, and I can't wait I think we're talking about that. But no, I am happy to be here with you guys, hanging out. Happy to have K Mega here because I've been following that man. He does a lot of crazy stuff over on Twitter, and ready for this show.
That's what's up. And we got Chris Righteous.
Yo, so Ragnarok is coming, man. Super excited, super hyped about it. We finally got a release date, which actually proves Jason Schreier was right, because I think Jason Schreier wasn't he the one that been saying November for the past couple weeks or something like that. November 9th. A lot of people were hoping it was actually going to be 11/11, just for like trolling purposes and shit. Yeah. And that shit would have been funny as well too. But November 9th, which is a Wednesday, which is a very weird release day and stuff like that. And they got some people speculating that, is it because they didn't want to be offensive or something like that? Absolutely not. That's not the reason. Wednesday is Odin's Day, right? And Norse mythology and stuff like that. So it's right on brand and stuff like that. So that's why they picked that date to go alongside, the story as well, because it is Ragnarok. So, Thor, Odin, all that other shit, epic boss fight. I can't wait. I'm excited about it, man. But yeah, other than that, man, I'm finishing up Wild Arms and the JRPG on PS1 and shit like that. And I'm about to start.
That's a classic.
It's a classic. Yeah, I'm finishing that up. And I'm about to start Guardians of the Galaxy as well too. And then I'm also cleaning up the trophies in Forbidden West to get the platinum before Live a Live remake and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 comes out for the Switch at the end of this month. And then after that, it's like every month there's like a game coming out that I want to buy. So it's going to be busy. A lot of gaming shit. A lot of games that comes out that I'm going to be buying, from here on out. Starting in the next couple weeks. So yeah, I'm excited, man. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody here. Hit the like button. Shout out to our guest, K Mega. Glad you can be on, bro. And of course, Dre and the panel. Ole Man, dope, smooth. Let's get into it.
All right. Dopest J, man. Dopest J. The one with the intricate arguments, man. Let's go.
Intricate arguments. Ain't nothing intricate about it. It's just facts. Anyways. Great gaming. It's gonna be a great year for gamers, except for Xbox gamers, apparently. But if you have Game Pass, there's definitely some fire titles coming. We were just talking about that earlier.
Hey, that Power Wash looks really good.
Power Wash Simulator. I'm not gonna lie, man. That's a day one. Like, I love simulators. My friend Peppa Pig, another game banger. And then we have the Yakuza games back in there. Like, come on, bro. We love returns. Bring the games back to Game Pass that were already there before. So
I gotta say, Smooth, you playing Metal Gear Revengeance?
Yes.
Damn.
Hey, that's what's
is this your
up,
first
bro.
time playing it?
First time.
Hold up.
That's
Wait,
Yo.
before we spiral into that,
I'm sorry. I was like, what the hell is this?
no, you are sorry because Horizon also got a VRR update,
We gotta talk about
which is
that,
great.
bruh. Damn,
That's gonna be great. Biomutant got an update,
No,
That's
comes out
great.
September 6th.
but it's still got an update.
In
Slow
September.
down, player.
Yeah, we got a lot of the news. Now,
All right.
proceed.
Awesome. Surge Raider, great. Thanks for coming through.
What's happening?
How
What's
you
happening,
doing?
y'all?
How you doing?
Good, man. How y'all feeling?
Phil Knight.
Shout out to PlayStation for carrying 2022.
Yes,
A personal-
sir.
Hell yeah.
Yes,
A
sir.
personal shoulder rub from your boy, personally. You dig? I'm going to Jim Ryan myself. Go ahead, kick your feet up, baby. Jim Ryan, I'm coming to you.
What is everybody playing? Let's start with you, K Mega.
All right. Naraka. Been playing the hell out of that. I'm level 75 now.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I was going in and I took a break, and then I for some reason I never beat the older what is the game? Because I've been playing the hell out of it the last couple of days. Hold on, let me look right here. Sleeping Dogs. I never beat
Ooh, I love that
DLCs. I love the game, but I was like, man, I never beat those DLCs, and so I went in there and I started the game over.
Mm-hmm.
And so because it was on the Steam sale for like $2, and so I was like, man, let me just go ahead and cop this and play it again. And so I just caught myself just been playing the hell out of it, and then I beat the one of the DLCs, the Zodiac Tournament, and I posted it on my channel. So if anybody want to check it out if they haven't played it, and I was just like, man, I hate that studio got shut down, man. That game is just so damn fun. And then been playing a little bit of World Slayer. You know what I'm saying? Looking for some people to jump on
Need
and play
help,
with.
bro. Because I ain't playing it until I get somebody to play with. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, well I'm always down. I'm down. You can hit me up and we could definitely do that. We're playing DNF Duel. I was doing that a part of Fight Night, that a little streaming thing I do every Sunday night. Well, I'm going to be doing that, playing a little bit of that tonight, streaming that. You know what I'm saying? DNF Duel is crazy as hell, man. It just it makes all of those Evo players hate this game because it's like the old school 90s style. It's so broken, but it's fun as hell. You will get dusted if you ain't hitting that block button. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's really fun. Also was playing the Capcom Fighters Collection. We're getting down with that. Never played Pocket Fighter or never played the Gym Fighter. So
Pocket Fighter is dope.
Pocket Fire
Yeah.
is fire. I really do enjoy that. Just for the price of admission for that, like alone, I really enjoy that. Gym Fighter, it's okay, but for the rest of it, the game, the net code is absolutely it's beautiful. Plays very, very, very well. But those are the games I've been playing heavily right now. But I am looking forward to playing some Dust Falls when that game drops. I know that the download came up, but I don't know if it comes. I think it comes out this week. So.
The
I will
19th.
jump on that.
It's about like a couple weeks away.
Oh, it's a couple of weeks away. Okay, because I know I got the download, so I thought it was coming pretty soon. But I will be jumping on that when that drops.
I think I guess the review codes are probably ready at this time. But yeah, it's 51 gigs, surprisingly.
Yeah, it's huge. It's big.
The Capcom Collection?
Nah, Dust Falls. Dust Falls.
Okay.
Dust Falls. Yeah. Now the collection is only like 7.5 gigs. It's not that big at all, but it is well worth it if you're into fighters, and especially if you have never played Darkstalkers. They have all the Darkstalkers that was in Japan that never came over to the States.
Yeah,
just real cool.
I'm actually gonna buy it just for that. I'm gonna buy it just for its Darkstalkers, and hopefully
you should. It's good.
Capcom can see an interest in that game, and they can bring out a new one.
Yeah, I agree. I hope so. I definitely hope so. But those are the games I've been playing. And then I've been low key playing a little bit of Final Fantasy VII Remake on PC. Get tired of Barrett's voice already, but
Barrett's great, man.
Oh man, Barrett kick rocks. I hate that voice actor. I'm gonna say the earth, and then you gotta take care of the earth. Oh, I can't stand that. But anyway, but other than that, that's all the games I've been playing here in the last week and a half.
Okay. What about you, Logan? I know you've been be all over the place. I started to mute your games beat list, but
You muted my games beat list. Why?
no,
Because it's at the what 39?
I mean,
Making you sad?
It's like, all right, you know, it's you beaten all the games I beaten in the first 7 months of the year that I did all last year. So,
I mean that's just how I am. I'm just constantly playing stuff. I went through. So I think it was from last week to this week. I played through Resident Evil Remake or Resident Evil 3 Remake with the updated versions. You know, tried that out.
yeah.
Played through that, and just as great as playing it again as it was the first time. And then I just beat it today, which I'm doing a review for it over at Level 1 Gaming. It's called Phobia Saint Denis Hotel. It's a weird name for it. I just call it Phobia, but it's like it's heavily based off of Resident Evil. Like it's my wife the other day playing it. She was like, is this a new Resident Evil game? And I had to tell her no, it was this other game called Phobia. But playing that, and I'm doing a review over for that for Level 1 Gaming. And then I've actually gotten into this might come to a shock, but I've actually gotten into Fortnite. My buddy told me to try it because I haven't gave Fortnite a chance since, I don't know, years ago. And my buddy convinced me to try it out because they had the no build, and I finally gave in. And so yeah, dude, I'm actually like from what I remember that game being to like with the no build mode now, like I'm actually legitimately having fun with it. Like I've probably put like 30 hours in that game in this past week alone, just because we've been playing it, grinding it, and Indiana Jones is now an unlockable character that started like today that you can do quests for. So trying to get that, man. But yeah, it was kind of a turn of events because I wrote off Fortnite, you know, a long time ago, and no build definitely gives it life to like try it out again, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah, that's what I've been around. My next thing that's coming up that I want to play through is another indie horror title called Madison. I think it comes out Friday, or either comes out this week or next week. So I'll be doing a review for that one as well when it comes out.
Yeah, looks kind of spooky, man.
I love spooky games, man. That's what I'm ready for, man. People out here saying it's dry right now, and I'm over here playing these spooky little horror games that, you know, I guess some people need to broaden their horizons.
When people like it's dry.
I'm like dry. What the? I'm playing new games constantly and shit. What the hell you mean dry?
Fucking full right now, bro. Like, there's gonna be more that comes out after that.
But I want to talk about Smooth because I've seen you play. Is this the first Metal Gear game you've ever played? Like, I want to know about you play. I've never heard you talk about Metal Gear.
Yeah,
never seen you play Metal Gear. Like, this is because Metal Gear is one of my favorite franchises. So I'm like,
I don't think Smooth like stealth games, right? I don't think you're into stealth games like that.
No, I'm not really. So I've played Metal Gear, a couple of them. Like I'm the one. I think which one they kept remaking, was it 2? Like I played that for like GameCube.
Oh, the first one, the Twin Snakes.
Twin Snakes.
I played that for like either GameCube or PS2. I'm not exactly.
It was GameCube. It was GameCube.
And then I played Ground Zeroes and the one that the last one that
Phantom
Pain, which I've never completed. I just kind of stopped playing it. And after that, I'm just never a fan of those games. Reason why I picked this one up because it kept going on sale on the Xbox games store, and I'm like, I'm like, this looks different. It's a Metal Gear game, and then I started to see some screenshots, some reviews, and then I looked up some gameplay, and I'm like, oh, I can actually get jiggy with this. So I bought it on both. Don't ask why I did it, but it was on sale on both Steam and the Xbox. So I bought it on both. For 2 reasons, because one, some of these old PC games are limited on what they can do, as far as like, because on PC the max you can get it is at 1080p 60. That's it. It's like 1080p 59 frames per second, and then on whatever on Xbox it looks similar. I don't know what how it's running, but got them for comparison purposes, and then like I started enjoying it and just started playing it, and yeah, I literally just started like maybe yesterday or 2 days ago. Playing the game. But I might stick with it. It's it can be.
I mean, I know it's not a long game, so definitely stick with it and finish it. I'm just interested to see what you think of the last boss fight. You know, that last boss fight. Whoo! I don't want to spoil anything, but
I mean, from what I can
it threw me for a loop.
Probably gonna be because I'm you'll see in this gameplay that I'm struggling here and there with like things. I'm like, oh shit, this is like different, but I like the game, I like the story. It's a whole lot of dialogue earlier in the game, and I'm pretty sure is it still technically a Kojima game? Did he do this one?
He came he helped, but he didn't really oversee it.
Yeah. This is platinum. Okay, never. This is platinum.
Yeah, it was platinum.
He did some of the story outline of it, but Platinum Games was the actual developers of the game, and it had the fruit, like the chopping physics, right? Where you could chop anything.
Oh yeah, dude! I remember when they showed that demo out
like that. Yeah, that was innovative for its time for an action game, and there's haven't been any action games since then that has implemented.
I'm actually surprised that Smooth is enjoying the Platinum Games game.
Yeah, for real talk. Platinum Games.
The question is, did he even know it was platinum?
No, I found out that it was platinum. When I was researching it, because I was trying to figure out if it was a regular Metal Gear game, I probably wouldn't have no bother. But because it was hack and slash, I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, who did it? And I'm like, oh, this is Platinum. And then there's this is Platinum's best work since Nier or something like that. So,
well, it came out before Nier.
It came out, but
it was the thing is, it was the. Go ahead.
It was Nier was the best game since this apparently, but they were saying other than this and Nier,
some people will argue Bayonetta 2 because Bayonetta
2 is fire.
Yeah, it had a 92 and it was nominated for Game of the Year that year as well.
And where the hell is Bayonetta 3 news? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I'm waiting on that. That comes out this year.
They said 2022. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it is.
But it's probably gonna end up getting delayed. But if it comes out to this year, I think that's gonna be a huge sleeper hit.
Yeah, I'm copping that.
It's gonna be a highly rated sleeper hit that nobody's gonna see coming. That is rated highly.
Yeah. Like that. Yeah, I'm gonna cop that.
I played. So I started this. I've played our Arcadegeddon, which is on, I think, PlayStation.
Yeah, that was one of the free to game it
was the PS Plus.
It got a lot of Fortnite vibes. But it's PvE, I think.
Is it I was like, it's a co-op game, right?
Yeah. So I'm looking to play a little bit more of that. I've been playing Artful Escape on PlayStation, trying to get the platinum since I already got the 100% completion on Xbox.
I heard they call it the Fart for Escape. Is that true?
Dang. Fart for what?
That's what I heard. I don't know. I'm just asking.
It's not a bad game.
Dude, Artful Escape's a good game, man. It's got a good message to it. Dude, I'd recommend it for you, Chris. It's not long. It's only 4, maybe 5 hours to play through.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can knock it out in an afternoon. I remember I think I played through it 1 go. And I just loved the vibe that game had. You know, it had a good story, had a good meaning behind it. I mean, there's not a super heavy combat base to it. But the world and the colors and the art style and stuff like that is really, really, really good in my opinion. So I mean, if you got PlayStation Plus, dude, I would highly recommend trying it out.
Yeah, I've been playing Shadow Warrior 3. I'm 1 trophy away for the platinum, but it's becoming tedious. So
try it out eventually. It's just my plate is full right now because there's other PS Plus games that I'm playing through right now as well too, like Wild Arms. And then I'm gonna start Guardians of the Galaxy as well because that's on Plus.
Another great, Guardians is a great game too.
Yeah, so I've done Shadow Warrior 3, beat it, but I was trying to get the platinum, but I just don't see myself playing it long enough to get the upgrades. So
I just saw that someone put in a chat that they really liked Vanquish. If you like this game, Smooth, I would recommend Vanquish.
Smooth.
I would recommend Vanquish.
I think you will fuck with Vanquish, Smooth.
I tried to play Vanquish. Isn't it another game from
It's a third person.
It's platinum, but it's it's a third person cover based shooter.
The story is by Shinji Mikami.
Yeah, right? Dude, that's if you can find that game on sale, pick that pick.
It has to me.
I gotta install.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. People be sleeping on platinum because that game that was an actual third person shooter at that time that was very unique all
yeah.
the other first-person shooters that was coming out at that time.
My only
And
gripe was that it
just
was like
the same
short.
like they used to be.
It was short, but it was phenomenal, and it
yeah,
still
but
holds up like
the sliding,
yeah, the
mechanics
sliding.
and
Oh
vaulting
yeah,
and all that shit. Those were all like really. It was like a fast-paced like third-person shooter, but it was like it had innovative mechanics that once again shooters after that haven't implemented the similar ideas
yeah.
as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
But
highly recommend Vanquish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I've seen somebody bring up Astral Train or Chain.
I got
started
that one on
picking
the
that
Switch.
up. Yeah, I started it about 2 months ago, and then I was like, oh man, yeah, this game has got some potential too. So it's in the backlog. I'll go ahead and try to knock that out one of these days. Once
Yeah,
I
I got it, but I haven't
it
played it
is
yet.
cool. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is, and that's another platinum game too, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
another
It's
platinum
crazy
game.
because I love platinum games too, man. But it's just like, these last offerings, I mean, it just
Well,
hasn't
'cause
been it.
they did that. What was they came out this year? Babylon's
Babylon,
Fall. It was
yeah,
a
Babylon,
Fall,
huge
yeah.
Babylon's
for them.
flop.
Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, no
Yo,
joke. Like,
there was like one player on Steam. I seen the chart. That shit was funny.
Yeah, but that was the because before that, what else have they come out with? The last game was Nier Automata, and that was a mega hit. That was a huge hit.
No, they came with they did
then
a
Astral Chain,
remaster.
which
They
was
did a
another hit.
remaster where they was trying to gouge people out of money. I forgot what that Super Joe or whatever.
Oh,
yeah.
you talking
Beautiful
about
Joe?
Wonderful,
Yeah, like
Wonderful
Joe.
101.
Yeah,
Wonderful
101.
101.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they tried to gouge people for that, and then after that they just went bloop, and then of course
No,
the
they
scale down
asked people
situation.
for they
That was
asked
bad.
they asked
Kickstarter
for,
and the game
for crowd
was done.
they asked for crowdfunding after the game was already done. Yeah, I remember. I remember that. But that still is like the only like that's what I'm saying. Like the only really major flop that they've had recently was Babylon's Fall. But I think they're gonna turn that around with Bayonetta 3 because I don't think they're gonna take Bayonetta 3 lightly. I think they're gonna make sure that that's a good ass game. You know.
oh, they
So-
definitely got it. Like it.
Yeah.
All right, so who did Dre, what you
Yo.
play?
Outriders. Started that back up on PS5 mainly because I wanted to do the World Slayer joints. But I got to play through the whole thing. I'm about done with it. I think I'm to the end.
Wait, why'd you have to play through it again?
Uh-huh.
Because I played it on Xbox, remember?
Oh yeah, sure, that's true.
Yeah, and it would be nice if your character carried over to a new platform, but you know, I digress. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. Before that, I played Little Nightmares.
Mhm. Yep.
And that was okay. You know, I'm not really into like the horror type, but that was more like it was just creepy as shit.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't nothing scary
Funny
about it.
looking people and
Yeah,
Yeah, it was just creepy and
Right,
eerie because like you couldn't really fight. You had to walk through these like little creepy ass like chef and running
Right.
around and shit. Yeah.
I did like the puzzles though. The puzzles was kind of cool. But that's it. Just Outriders right now. I'm waiting on the 19th for the Kitty Cat game, and
Stray.
yeah, that's about it.
Okay. And Dope, have you graced us of what you've been playing?
I'm really playing the new
Apex.
Apex, yeah, man. I've been grinding that shit, bro. I love the new season. Well, it's the mid season, like they do a split. So midway through the season, they give you half your rank. They drop you half your rank. You just grind, different map, and yeah, I just been playing that. I know a lot of people don't like this season of Apex because there's been a lot of changes to rank, and it's harder to rank up. I like the challenge.
Oh, what you playing, Dope?
Apex.
Apex. You
Yeah.
stay playing Apex, dog.
It's the best battle royale game out on the market right now.
You the Apex Predator, man.
That's funny. All right, and then Chris, you told us what you were playing at with your
Already 7. Well, yep.
Yeah. All right, so we ain't missing anybody. All right, cool. All right, let's get into the show. So, as you heard, Game Pass have dropped some announcements their first half of July.
Bangers.
I mean, I wouldn't call them bangers, but I guess they're serviceable. I found at least a couple games that I will be playing in them.
What's
Which
that?
ones?
You already know which ones. Why are you doing this, man?
All right, so
No, I just want to know. I want to know which ones out of that batch he's interested to play.
Peppa Pig and Paw Patrol.
Oh, come on, man.
Hold on, didn't you already beat Paw Patrol?
I beat the other.
It's a different one.
This is a new.
It's a new one.
This is a new one.
Yeah.
They make more than one.
Power
Chris.
Wash? What about Power Wash?
Nah. I mean, I might download it just to see. It depends. If the achievements are, easy enough to get, I might do it. It might be a good time pass. I'm bored. Let me listen to something and play this at the same time. But
So, are you playing these just to get boost your achievement score?
course he is.
I'm playing Paw Patrol just to add another game's beat to the list. Peppa Pig.
Exactly.
I want to see the hype behind it. But other than
What
that,
hype, nigga?
no, when Peppa Pig first came to console, like this dude, even that dude that does all the graphics,
Ain't no way,
even
bro.
did a video on Peppa Pig.
No way.
people are hyping it up as a meme. Like, it's like oh, it's Peppa Pig, so people are gonna act, like fake hype about it. It's
Yeah,
just
but
a meme.
this was going back since it actually released though, before like this.
Nah,
Game Pass
that's cap.
announcements, though. Like, so I'm gonna give it a try, see if it's I'll give it a try. I mean, like honestly, I'm not really interested in all that any of the things that's dropping in Game Pass this month. I think this was it was an excuse, like, oh, we got something for the kids, and then they brought all the Yakuzas back, which I mean, I didn't play them the first time around. I'm probably not gonna play them this time around.
Play them. They're good games, Smooth.
Nah, dude, I don't have the time for that.
Man, you should do Kiwami, because Kiwami is at least the shortest one.
And what's the shortest? 25 hours?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So of the games listed, they got Respect, I think Respect TV or Respect 5 or whatever. What the hell is that? There's Match Point, which is a tennis game, Peppa Pig, Paw Patrol, City the movie, City Cause, Power Wash Simulator, Yakuza 0, Yakuza Kiwami 2, Road 96, Escape Academy, Last Veil, and Overwhelm.
I'm playing Power Wash, man. Power Wash Simulator.
That's about the only damn good thing on that list.
Yeah, so this is, I mean, Game Pass for the first half of July is pretty mediocre. We know there's other games coming in the second half. I think As Dust Falls is one of them. But yeah, man, I wasn't really impressed with this list, honestly. There was no really big, huge shock surprise. The thing that bothers me though, when you look into the Xbox store and stuff, and you look at all the games that are coming out that aren't going to really like, and I'm not saying like this is like, I feel like there's games that's on the Xbox store that are better than what's on this list that nobody's really going to buy, but they're decent games. They're like hidden gems, right? That probably would have been better for Game Pass. Like there's a lot of games, upcoming games that I'd like, damn, I wish this shit was coming to Game Pass. That game like Still Rising or something like that.
Yeah, but they gotta offer games every month, so there's gonna be times like this, right? Mm-hmm. That it's just like it's gonna be dry. Yeah, it's gonna be just a bad month, right? Just like PS Plus is like there'll be months where they're like, oh PS shit, they're good.
They gave them Crash Bandicoot 4, which I'm just surprised at.
No, I know, right? Shit. No, they get good ones, but then there's times where they just like, oh, this month is trash to me. Like they don't really got that much offering for me this month, and that's what it is. So hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, the second half or next month or whatever, the offerings, get a little bit better for y'all, but. It is what it is. It's like you can't expect, like, it's impossible to expect every month to just be like banging games that everybody wants to play and shit like that. No, I'm just saying, like, people in general,
Oh, okay, I'm expecting at least like some average drops, like but I mean, we'll see. It's gonna be something for somebody in that list. So I mean, as far as releases, also let me just update this so I don't have to handicap, because I'm sick and tired of handicapping the podcast, and I think I sound far away than I really am. Moving forward, I'm not like, we're not covering, like, the podcast will not be based off news for the week, because if we keep doing a podcast based off news for a week, I mean, some weeks we're just not gonna.
We're struggling right now.
Yeah, you're gonna have nothing to talk about.
I would never have anything to talk about. So. That's just one thing I just for change to change up the show a little bit. So this podcast is going to just lean less about news, because unless it's like a mic drop moment, there's not going to be shit to talk about. And there's only so many weeks I can like, hey, Game Pass did this, or hey, they tweeted this, oh, they updated that. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I expect the news to dry up.
Yeah.
You know, for now. With Xbox, because all what they got left for the rest of the year is just like the third party games like High on Life and things like that. So
there's Scorn's dropping.
It's October.
Are you excited for Scorn Kid Mega? I'm just curious. I'm just asking.
Yeah. No, I mean it looks so wild, like, and I'm not really into spooky games, but it just looks so damn wild. Yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on it. It's already pre-downloaded. And then another Xbox game that I'm looking forward to is the Warhammer 40,000. That looks off the chain. I got that.
Yeah, I think you and Old Man the only ones looking to score, man, because that scoring, that does nothing for me. I'm looking at
that game. It just looks so damn good, though. Like
the
detail,
good. Yeah, the detail. It looks crazy.
You said
and I mean,
man, the alien
detail, dude, that game looks so damn detailed.
What detail? The tentacles? Get out of here, man.
Man, what? You get out of here.
Ain't nothing compelling about that. Like that game. What is it about? Like what's the goal of the game?
I don't know. I gotta play it to find out.
That's what you gotta play it to find out. You look like you're trying to get the hell out of there. That's what you're trying to do. So I mean,
it's funny.
I recommend Alien Isolation.
There's other titles along the same vein coming out within a couple of months of that release that's more compelling. Callisto Protocol, Dead Space Remake, like, come on.
And I'm gonna play those games too.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean,
man.
What's the problem?
That game is lucky it's coming to the Game Pass, honestly.
I'd buy, man.
No, you wouldn't.
Hating at this point.
No, he is right, because I don't really see people.
I don't see people buying that shit if it wasn't coming to Game Pass.
Outside of Game Pass.
No, I buy it. I mean, it's just like.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be a few people that buy it, but not a whole lot.
I'll cop it. There will be no.
I mean, K-Mega, you're different because you're an Xbox guy. Like you're inclined to buy the game. The majority of other people are not.
I'm inclined. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not inclined to any. You know what I'm saying? If it's something,
May buy what he wants.
Yeah, I buy what I want.
It's his money. It's his money.
And on top of that, like, I got multiple things to play shit on. So it's not about just me because I cap for Xbox, for the majority of what I talk about. It's not about that. Because
so when Skull comes out, when Skull comes out, and like a week after, we gotta have you back on the podcast. I want your full review and thoughts on that game.
Just do it real.
Yeah, you'll see. And you know me. Chris know it because the rest. I don't know. Old Man said he checks me out, but you'll see me drop gameplay. So if it's something that is hot, I'm gonna drop the gameplay too.
Right,
so
no rap that drops gameplay. I he does.
So but I mean, there's just so many other games that's available too that I'm excited for. But this for the stuff that's on Game Pass dropping here, nah, man, I'm not with it. The only game that I'm excited for is Dust Falls, and then like last week there was games that dropped that was for, or last month that was cool that I was anticipating, like Shadowrun and stuff like that. But yeah, no, this for this first half, there's really nothing in there that I'm really looking forward to. So I'm not an achievement or trophy whore, so I'm not wasting my time for something that I'm not interested in.
Yeah, fair enough. We also got the Bright Memory Infinite comes out July 21st. Finally, this game was revealed for Xbox. With the reveal of Xbox, a lot of games that were revealed on Xbox
and it's coming out on Switch.
It's coming out on
Switch. It's coming out on all platforms.
No.
Yeah, I'm reading all of these platforms, and I'm less impressed with the game. And I've never seen the game's been out.
Coming to Game Pass though, right?
No, it ain't coming to Game Pass.
Oh, for real? Oh shit!
It's gonna be about $20. It's gonna be $20.
Smooth. Day one? That's a day one, bro.
Smooth. Is it day one? I should be getting it free since I bought the that demo, that $7 demo.
Oh yeah.
So I should have access to it.
I don't know if it's doing that
was hilarious
because I know they did it on PC. So
no, because at the end of the game, when they close out the game, it says you get access to the full game. Bright Memory Infinite.
Does it though? Because I saw there's a different.
Did you beat
it? Yeah, I beat it, but I don't remember that coming up.
Yeah, Yeah, hold on. Damn, don't make me re-download this game and play through it again.
Well, no, okay, because I know
It only 30 minutes
came up
long.
on the
Oh my
PC.
god.
Yeah, it's only 30 minutes long, but so you beat it on PC. Yeah, when you beat it on PC, they give you the free version, and so I already played it and beat it. It's really short. It's only like about three and a half
it's
hours.
like one of those
if you
games
play
you
it
have
on-
to play like 5 or 6 times.
But isn't Bright Memory isn't Bright Memory Infinite gonna be different than Bright Memory?
Yeah, oh yeah,
It's gonna be
yeah.
about
It's
another
completely
45 minutes
different,
longer.
Yeah. No, it's about
think-
three
no,
and a half hours if you play it on.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a shame
Are you
because that
sure?
game that was actually one of the games. 'cause
I was gonna say
remember
I
when
saw
they
like
first
people
revealed
playing through that game.
I remember when they first revealed that game at
Mhm.
that one showcase, right? I think it was like
2020.
the third party showcase for Xbox
Yeah,
or whatever.
2020. Yep.
And that was actually like one of the
It looked
only
good.
games in that showcase that I was like, yo, this shit actually looks really good.
But they
Really
took
good.
too
is
long to
good.
drop it on
It's fun.
console.
Yeah, it
Drop-
took
they
way
took
too
way
long.
I think
too
it
long.
was but even the reception of it is not really that great of the game
Oh yeah,
in general.
no. It's one
I
of those
think,
games.
It's like a
Bless
6-7.
Blaze played it on PC, so he can give his thoughts on that game whenever he gets
Well,
in here.
I played it and beat it on PC, so yeah, that's why I know.
Oh yeah, what you
So,
think
yeah,
about
it's
it?
good. No, it's fun as hell. It's just short. So like that's what I'm saying. Like it ain't gonna be
Wait,
no more
Bright
than
or
$20.
Bright Memory or Bright Memory Infinite? Which one did you?
They
Bright
both
Memory
they both
Infinite.
are.
I know
what's
both
called
are on
first 30
PC. I'm
minutes.
just asking him which one did he play?
I played them both. Like I
Mhm.
beat the first one, which was the one that he basically
Demo, yeah.
took assets. Yeah, it was the demo, and he took assets, and then he was going to get in trouble unless he made his own version of his game. And so then I just recently I showed the gameplay of that on my podcast. And I beat it within 3 hours. But like if you play it on a harder difficulty, it might take you 3.5, 4 hours. But it's really high octane. It's fun. It definitely got high replay value. The only problem is, of course, is that once you're done with it, played it 2 or 3 times just to show, it's kind of like a little showpiece because it's really pretty graphically. Then
Mhm.
that's it. You're not going to go back to it.
Wasn't
So,
it just
I
one
don't
guy
see
that
the
made the
benefit.
game too?
Yeah, it was one
Yeah.
developer.
So
At
just
first,
one
but I
developer.
think didn't he get like a little small?
No,
staff
he's still
now?
doing it by himself.
Oh, for real?
So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if he got some help or not or whatever, but it's the same thing as because I'm looking forward to Soul Aside. That's going to be coming on PlayStation. I think that's going to be. I don't know if that's
Oh,
time or
yeah.
exclusive. That's
Love
only
Soul
made by
Aside.
one. Yeah, that's only made by one developer, and so
Not anymore. He has a team of
he has a team. He has a team,
like
so that might be a
20
bigger
like,
game. So yeah,
like a 20 or 30. Yeah, that's why it's taking forever, right? But
Ain't that
yeah, he
part
has
of
a team now
the
of
China
20,
Hero
30. But
project?
yeah, that's a part of the. Yeah, Sony funded those games, the China Hero Project game, and that's one of the games
Yeah.
that they funded.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think that dude is in that
What's
kind
up?
of. I don't know if Sony. I don't know if Microsoft or Sony or if dude just went ahead that did Bright Memory is just kind of independent, but the game is worth playing. There's no doubt about it. And if the game is only $20-$25, I would still recommend it, even though it's not that long.
Yeah, it's
Or just wait
15
until
on
it's
Steam right
sale.
now.
Is it 15? So it'll probably be
Yep.
$20. It'll probably be $19.95. And if it's free like it was on PC, then shit, you winning if you already bought because it's like I think it's like what $3-4 when I say it on
Yeah,
sale.
the
on
Bright
Xbox.
Memory.
Early access.
Yeah.
It was $7.99.
Okay.
Oh, the demo. Yeah,
Now they treat it like a full game. You get 1,000 gamer score. It's just 30.
Yo,
So,
that stream. Yo,
Well, you had to play it 3 times, so it was like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
everybody needs to
wow.
go
What's
watch
up, fellas?
Smooth stream that Bright Memory game when he first streamed it.
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious, bro. That shit was hilarious, man.
Yeah, I
That
didn't even
that
get
game
it
was
on
so
the
fucked up.
Xbox. I just beat it on the PlayStation.
Oh yeah, I remember the audio was bugging out in that game.
Yeah, the audio, the controller presets and all that shit was all fucked up.
Yeah,
in that
and
game.
all this it was like it's a raw PC port. Like all the graphic settings and stuff is available in the game.
Oh,
it's-
Smooth. I have a question. You played Quantum Break on PC, right?
yeah. I
How you
played,
how's the performance?
I believe it or not, I actually played when I recently. So Quantum Break came out when I first built my PC. So I played through the first part of the. I did one playthrough on Xbox One, and then I immediately did a second playthrough on the hardest difficulty on PC, and then reason why I booted up again because I think I'm like about like 150 gamer score short of the 100% completion. But I think when I was playing on the 980 Ti back then, I wasn't running 4K 60. I forgot what I was running, but now it's like, oh shit, this thing's still knock because I'm obviously able to hit like you know, like actually I think I was averaging like 70, 80 frames per second at 4K. Max settings and whatnot. So I mean, it looks good. Like I just gotta determine, do I really want to sit down and play this game again? Like, because I'm going through this phase where it's like I don't know what to play, I don't know what to stick with. So I tried Quantum Break. I tried the Outer Worlds. I think the Outer Worlds have like a separate set of achievements on PC, and I was like, I have a reason to play that game again because I can make all different decisions. But Quantum Break does look good. I feel like I installed something else too, and I'm just drawing a blank on it, but
You should go back to Control. That's the better game.
Control is not better than Quantum Break.
Nope, no, it's not. Not
Yes.
even close.
Yes,
Not
it
close.
is. Oh, y'all
Yes,
smoking
yes,
crack.
yes,
Oh.
it is.
Nah.
Y'all
I
niggas,
still
y'all
stand by. I
must be
still
on-
stand by that.
you
Like,
must be
and the thing
comedy
is, I
night,
like.
there
I
is no
like.
way.
I like Control as a game, and I mean, I like
Oh.
those games. I like Control
That
as a
story is
game.
boring as hell.
But Quantum
That story
Break
is-
was a better game.
Better. That
you
it's
spend
better,
Control
honestly.
spends this whole time inside one fucking building, and
Yeah, but
the
it
game
switches.
play is
But
better.
no. But hold on. But it switches. I
has
mean, it's
a
no
lot-
different than a Resident Evil game that spends it in a one mansion or some shit.
Yeah,
like that,
but
right?
yeah, it has a lot of identity to
Yeah,
that building.
Quantum-
It has a lot of. There's a lot of
Yeah,
stuff within that building.
Quantum
It's
Break
not just
has-
it's a
Quantum
building.
Break has
I-
better looking characters, better looked a diverse of different characters to shoot.
Oh, you like
Um,
that white man smooth? You like that look of the white
That's
man?
true.
Nah, I just like that. It's just
More diverse characters to shoot, I guess.
I
It's like
haven't-
the combat and controls better.
how
Wait,
yeah,
same
no,
shit.
yeah,
you're right
the only
about that,
difference,
yeah.
the only
The
difference
combat.
is control.
Older
You
game,
can
but
fly.
the combat
You
is
can
better,
fly.
though. Yeah, you're
Wow.
right.
No, you don't fly. You
hover.
levitate.
You
But-
levitate.
You levitate,
You
bro.
levitate. But I
Throwing
haven't- I
shit
never
and the
played-
destruction of
Stopping
control-
haven't
time
played-
is better than throwing
Yeah.
shit.
so much better.
I
than
haven't played
Break.
Quantum Break, so I can't really speak on it. But Control was really good. I really enjoyed. I honestly I was surprised because I thought I wasn't gonna like Control, and Control is good, but the ending just like all for some reason Remedy games, their endings, right? Like Alan Wake ending,
Mhm.
Control ending, and shit like that are just bad. They always fuck up the game. for
When
me.
is Alan Wake remake coming out?
I think they said next year or the year, or it might be no. They announced it.
Alan
right?
Wake
Oh,
remake.
wait, remake. It just got
That
to
came out last year.
No.
Oh,
He means Alan Wake
Max
2.
Payne.
That's what he means.
Oh, Alan Wake
Or-
2. My bad.
Oh,
Yeah, Alan
Yeah,
Wake.
Alan
I
Wake
think
2
he
is
means
supposed to be
Alan-
2023.
Yeah, I know what he was talking about. But then you have Max Payne 1 and 2 being remade as one game as well too from
Oh,
Remedy.
yeah. Yep, that's right. That's right.
Mhm.
Hey man, I'm just here to speak the control gospel. And graphically, it looks better because ray tracing.
Oh, ray tracing. Oh my God, ray tracing.
And graphically in general, it looks better. But graphically in general, it's stepped up.
Reflections.
But ray tracing makes it OD though.
I'll give you the controls. The controls are a lot more well defined on Control.
Controls.
Graphically, yeah. The control, the way the game moves, it flows better. Control flows better than Quantum Break, but story wise, just mostly the powers and everything else. I can't rock with it. The story just doesn't
the shows
just doesn't
too, right?
work for me.
You got to watch
What?
the 30-minute episodes
Yeah,
as well
man.
too, right? I forgot.
You don't have to watch
You
it,
don't
but
got
yeah,
to.
but they will. They'll
No, but I
define-
mean that's part of the story.
yeah,
right? So-
yeah.
True. That's
So,
true.
yeah, I watched
Yeah.
them all. So
I watched
so
them. I
it's-
thought it was good.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
me
The story of Quantum Break was pretty sleep to me.
Hmm.
I don't know.
The Quantum Break was one of my favorite games in 2016. I'll leave it
Yes,
at
sir.
that.
I'm sorry to
yeah,
hear that. I'm sorry to hear
Hey,
that.
2016 was a bomb year. I enjoyed that year very much. Quantum
did.
Break, Gears of War 4, Forza Horizon 3,
Dark Souls
Recore,
3. Let's
um,
go. Yep.
There's ton of,
Sorry
ton
to
of
hear
Dead
that.
Rising 4. Like, come on, man. I don't want to hear that bullshit.
Yeah, man. Once Xbox can get back to the glory
Settle
days.
down.
I don't know,
Talk
but
to these niggas,
I
man.
mean, we definitely gonna have to
Next year,
talk
it's
about
over.
it.
Yeah, bro.
The thing
2023. Wait till E3,
Xbox-
man.
Xbox doesn't exist this year. It is what
At
it is.
all.
Yeah, wait till
don't
E3, bro.
I do want to give a shout out. So, Biomutant, they're releasing their native next gen versions of Biomutant for PS5 and
Nobody
Xbox
cares.
Oh yeah, I
Series
saw
X.
people.
Ain't nobody care about nobody.
I saw people were getting hype about that. I'm like, I saw someone put it. Somebody put it on like a list of PlayStation games. I'm like, who the fuck cares about Biomutant?
That was
Definitely.
that was
you
Sir
played
Dre the
That's
Great.
heat. It's not a bad
No,
game at all.
I didn't put it on no list, but I'm
Yeah.
definitely copping though.
It's
That's the only reason why I didn't play it, because it didn't have a native PS5 version. But now that it does, I'm definitely
Yeah.
I didn't have a native any version because
Yeah.
even Xbox was
The
True,
Xbox
right,
version,
correct,
the Xbox
correct.
version was running the One X version.
Right, correct.
Man, I played that shit on PC. I dropped that shit. Once
I
at
dropped
one
that
point,
shit
I
too.
walked to a waterfall and I heard how that waterfall sound. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Well, I ain't dropping for that reason.
That shit-
That's a
No. It was more than that. But like once I heard that, I'm like, all right, that's the last straw.
If it
that
has a
sound in
trial-
that game is so garbage.
Yeah.
Oh
If it has
my
a-
god.
If it has a trial, like on
It does.
PS Plus,
Yeah,
It does?
It does, yeah.
oh
It
yeah,
does,
then
yeah.
then
Wait
you
for
go-
the update. Wait for the
Yeah,
update to
yeah,
drop
yeah,
and
yeah,
try
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
That's why I stopped playing it, because it looked ashy.
Yeah, it was an ashy ass today.
It was ashy as hell, man. I was like, man, I like this game, but we need a little bit more,
Yeah.
man.
It's
Come
Not
on.
the
It's-
ashy graphics.
It's ashy
Yeah,
on
it
PC.
was-
too,
it was
so
ashy
is what
Larry.
it is, bro.
So-
It's
Yeah, it was
ashy
ashy
anywhere
Larry,
you
bro.
play it.
Ashy
It
Larry.
was ashy on PC too. Damn. Yeah.
I
Ashy
mean,
Larry.
yeah, the game. That game it's not very good. It like the controls, like the feedback of like hitting someone, like it's quirky fun, but it's like no.
It's mid.
The game is not good. The game
It's
is
mid.
I'm sorry. I was hyped for that game too, and nah, that game's not good. And plus the
Yeah,
sound
I was hyped
effects,
for it too.
I could make better sound effects in my fucking room. Like that shit sounds
Wow.
fucking
I mean, it
awful.
probably was on a budget, man. You know what
Bro,
I mean?
you
It was a
can
budget,
find
yeah, it was a
you can
budget,
find
yeah.
better sound bites on Google, bro. That shit was ass.
Well, I mean, now I got to now see why I look at it a little bit differently. I'm not going to totally just say that you're completely wrong on everything, because it is a lower budget game and the sound quality wasn't all there. So I agree with you 100% on that. But I played the game at E3 in its beta form, and the potential was there. You've seen it. And then when I got a chance to go see it, when they showed the trailer for it, I'm like, oh my God, they really went in and did a lot of work for it, because you didn't hear anything from that game at all for a whole year. So I got hyped for it. And then when I first started playing, I remember how the controls felt then and how the controls felt once the game was released. I was cool with it. I was content. But again, and that was on the Xbox One. So I was like, okay, these graphics could be better, but I'm not tripping. I mean, the game is entertaining to me. But then when I tried to go back and play it on the Series X, that it wasn't popping. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to wait and hopefully that this game will get an enhancement.
Yeah.
So hearing about it, I'm excited for it because I can get in. The game has a lot of character if you just give it a shot. Like, I mean, it's a low budget title, but it has a lot of character into it. And the boss fights are really smooth. The combat gets a lot better the more that you play the game. So I don't know where you stopped at, but you are right. The sound quality, hopefully maybe that will change and stop being ashy. So that I'm looking for it. I'll jump back in it.
I was like 5 hours in, and I was like, all right, I'm done with this shit.
Oh, okay. You have plenty enough.
I'm done with this shit.
Get a termination.
Dre said it was game of the year.
Yeah, the game bored me a little bit.
Who said that?
Yeah, it was very boring too. It was
Who
very
said
boring.
that?
Game of the year.
Shout out to Tenacious Teabagger. I'm reading this now, even though we're not talking about it right now because I don't want to forget it. He says, can't wait for God of War Ragnarok. I like how they're dropping it on a Wednesday. Wednesday is Odin's Day. Pretty clever drop date.
Yes, sir. Yep.
With this news, I found out a game that I was actually looking forward to playing on PC. Forespoken has been delayed to January 24th. So this is obviously a lot of speculation on that. Is people believe this was moved because of God of War's release?
No, that's not speculation. It literally said it in the. Did you read the actual?
I read that, but they didn't name drop that. Hey, Sony asked us to move this because of God of War.
But I mean, they said after.
Speculate.
Yeah, partners. Who is their partner?
They have
It's
many
Sony.
partners. They have publisher partners. They have,
Sony. the biggest one.
No, Square Enix. Square Enix partner is Sony on this game. They pay for the timed exclusive.
They also
They have the
partner
marketing.
They also partnered with Microsoft for direct storage. So I mean, maybe
Smooth. They're talking about Sony, bro. Come on.
I'm
man.
not, but because they didn't say it, therefore you can speculate. So speculating is the proper term for it. Am I right, Bless? Since you're like, am I right?
I completely I don't know.
So Sony pretty much told them, or they talked with Sony, after hearing when God of War was gonna, come out, and I mean they delayed the game, and I don't believe it's just the God of War because it's coming out around it, and of course, more people are. God of War is definitely a bigger game. Forespoken is unproven. Is nobody really knows if that game is going to be good or not, right? Mm-hmm. And there's even skepticism surrounding the game and how it looks and how it's designed. So, to me, this is probably the right call. I'm looking forward to Forespoken. I'm definitely cautiously optimistic. There's some things about it that is like, I hope they get right, which is the story. The story so far seems pretty like a edgy Disney Channel movie type of story, but the gameplay is what really looks good to me, and hopefully the open world of it is designed really fun to get through. But it's not. I mean, God of War will probably be the biggest one, but it's not just that. I mean, you also have Call of Duty coming out around that time, which PlayStation still has the marketing for this year's Call of Duty, right? They still have the marketing and stuff like that. You also have Hogwarts coming out. There's a couple other games coming out on October and things like that, right? Yeah. Well, I mean that's not on PlayStation, so I don't think that would affect it at all.
But there's other games that's going to cannibalize the attention and the sales of that game as well. So it's
sure.
You have the Sony camp, and then you have the Nintendo camp, and then you have other third-party games that's just gonna
the bigger third-party games.
It's just gonna take the attention away from Forespoken, a game that, like we said, like a lot of people have their reservations around it. That game doesn't have a lot of hype behind it right now, and people are very like they're questioning it. Like when they showed off the game, there was a lot of stuttering, there was a lot of frame rate drops. Like it didn't look good performance wise. And then obviously, like we want to know what this game is going to like be about. Like obviously, we know she's coming from another world, like Earth, into a different world, and she has powers and she's going around and stuff like that. But like
from New York,
like that's pretty much it.
I think it was a good call to delay it. Go ahead, my bad.
I think you hit that on. I think when you said it's going to be like a Disney show type story, I think you hit it on the head with that because I'm not trying to be like on some racist shit, but these are like Japanese developers trying to incorporate a story with a African American woman.
But it was Western writers. The Japanese developers.
Who were the writers though?
I think Amy Higgins is one of the writers. She's not the main writers. Gary Whitta, the guy who wrote the Star Wars Rogue One, and he wrote something else and stuff like that.
He's also done a lot of Batman comics.
The writers are actually white people.
Exactly. I was just about to say so Japanese and some Caucasians trying to write a story about a black woman. Oh, okay. All right.
Hey man, they trying to appeal to us, bro.
That's not that ain't it, man. That ain't it.
They're trying to bring the
why not?
Well, no, identity politics. We love it. We love it. The representation.
I mean, but yeah, like y'all was saying, performance issues. Like it's like every time they show like uncut gameplay, not a story trailer, like the performance was terrible.
Bad, really bad. The open world looks barren. Like there's nothing going on in the open world.
Right.
Because they haven't told us too much of what we could do in the open world. Like they still haven't like revealed to us any of that. Like they show from point A to point B. What are the interesting things in between?
Yeah, they showed like one city, kind of one village, and then that was it. And then everything else is like it was nothing there. And then she left it immediately, and then it was just barren wasteland. It's like,
I mean, it got potential. but it definitely needed.
No,
its
it
own-
had potential. It had potential.
No, I mean, I think
shit,
with,
I don't
with
know.
it being delayed, like, and not having like a huge game around it, I think
Nah,
they
come
can
on, it
definitely-
has potential. I'm still looking forward.
Yeah,
to it.
No, no, no,
it
no.
Could, and they can like
We've-
focus on that.
We've
you
played.
know.
We've done this before. There's been plenty of titles we've seen in recent history that said, "Oh, we delayed our game twice, right? 2 delays," and then they say, "Oh, we're polishing the game, quote unquote polishing the game." I'm not falling for that shit, bro.
Yeah, but they didn't.
That's
that-
more.
they
That's more
didn't- they didn't
bullshit than
say that.
nonsense.
They didn't
They
say
did
that
say
this time,
polish.
though.
They did say polish.
Yeah, they said that main development
yeah,
is done. Yeah,
yeah.
they said main
They said
development
all,
is done.
all
and
game elements
they're
are now
just
complete,
polishing.
and development is in its final polishing
Yeah.
phase. You
Yeah.
know what that's
Yes,
code
because-
word for.
Final
right,
stage
because-
is always polished.
Yes, because I know because it was supposed to come out in October, but the reason why they're delaying it, we know they said that they spoke with their partners about and made a strategic decision.
Mhm.
That's literally what they said. So of course they're gonna use it more time to polish it even more, which is gonna be better for the game because like what y'all saying, it looks.
I
rough.
mean, they'll fix
that in the
bugs and
third?
stuff like that. But in
So-
terms of what, in regards to what we've seen from the design of the game, in terms of like NPCs and barren world, I don't think they're gonna improve
Well,
that. in these
I know,
next
but
couple
we don't.
months.
Yeah, but we don't. We haven't seen the full game yet to know exactly the entire context of everything that they're showing us yet. So
True.
you know.
That's true.
We gonna need that. We gonna need that 10-minute showcase, and that's gonna show everything.
Yeah, state of play.
It'd definitely
We need
be
a state of play.
PlayStation
play.
state of play. Yeah, that it'll be worth it. No, I agree. I think, and that's with any delay. That's why I was having a problem with some Xbox gamers tripping about Starfield because they just wanted to have it for console war purposes to just say that we got a gotcha for whatever. And I made this point a million times, basically just saying, look, if Starfield dropped this year. And you got the NPCs doing the damn hammer dance. You know what I'm saying? And then now we know that God of War Ragnarok is dropping. Then, of course, PlayStation's had dropped all their other titles. Plus Nintendo's titles is coming. And yeah, and the only excuse that Xbox gamers could come back with as well look at Forza Horizon. That ain't going to work. That game is already dead, man. Like, I mean, it wouldn't be like totally dead, but it would get so much scrutiny that nobody wouldn't care about Starfield afterwards, except for the people who bought the game. So it's better for all these companies to go ahead and just take their time, let the shit marinate, and just bring the game out when it's ready. I mean, no game is going to be perfect, of course, but now when you look at it, let Xbox concede for 2022 when it comes to for that. Don't need to be trying to do shadow drops or anything like that. Get ready for 2023. And PlayStation, they got a good strategy. I still think that if it's not going to be an acquirement, I think that there'll be a serious partnership that PlayStation will have with Square Enix, and I think that was part of the thing. So they could, because once I seen that Forespoken was getting delayed, I said, that opens up for God of War, because you got to think about all the games that PlayStation has marketing rights to this at the end of this year, and it's one of those things where they'll eat their own if they drop God of War with all the rest of these games that they have available. So I think that's part of the power play as well. They talked to Square Enix, and since they got a good relationship, they were like, yeah, let's just go ahead and just call it polish, and then just let Ragnarok get dropped. That's my opinion of it.
I'll say 1,000%. The reason God of War didn't get announced. Wait, what you doing? Oh, but
You all right?
hold on.
What the hell?
My bad. So like,
Man, having a stroke.
no, like I say, like 1,000%. The reason that God of War wasn't shown on the 30th is because they were like, we should actually just time this with bad news with Forspoken being delayed. 1,000%.
I mean, possibly. Yeah, I mean,
no, that's
PlayStation does
100%. That's 100% what happened.
Yeah, no, Sony does that. I mean, that could be one of the reasons. Yeah.
I mean, there's no other reason I can think of. Like, that's literally it. It's like,
but is that really bad news? Like, I mean, like the majority of us.
the game being
we're all saying that's actually good news for the game.
Yeah, me
the
personally.
game being delayed is
speak for
technically
everybody
negative. It's technically negative news.
But then you announce God of War, and it's like God of War just makes up for it altogether. Because, like I said, like not a lot of people are checking for Forspoken, so it's like, Forspoken delayed. Okay, God of War. Oh shit, here we go.
Right.
I think
Exactly.
I
That's the
think back in
reaction.
the day, gamers used to think of a delay as a negative, but I don't think that so much
Nah,
now.
agree.
delays are still
I
viewed as
Whoa,
negative.
no,
agree.
no, 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 no. You
Still-
cannot
I
say
don't-
you
I don't
cannot
agree.
say you cannot say delays are not a bad thing because, like I said earlier, look at the recent history. A lot of the games that got delayed recently did not have great launches. Look at Battlefield. Look at Cyberpunk. Look at Halo. Like look at Dying
Look
Light
at
2.
Ghost
Dying Light
of
2 didn't launch
Tsushima.
great.
Look at Ghost of Tsushima. Look at the
Yeah,
game
Horizon
from,
Forbidden West
yeah,
got
Hori-
delayed. God of
yeah,
War got delayed.
Well, those are
yeah,
PlayStation games. Those are PlayStation games.
But
Yeah.
okay, but they still delayed. They got delayed multiple times.
No,
on top
but
of that.
but they got delayed, but they still well we don't well God of War hasn't
Because
came out yet,
those
but-
are quality studios that you know are going to
Yeah.
actually polish
Yeah,
their
yeah.
games, where these other
So,
studios are
that-
not polishing their games.
Okay. So let me get this right. So delays for PlayStation is fine, but for everybody else, it's not.
It depends on the studio. Like I said,
Depends.
there's a recent history right now
Well,
with these
actually,
past
no.
3 to 4 years where we've had games that either got delayed or had troubled development cycles, and we've seen multiple
hit and miss.
indications. Yeah, we've seen multiple indications from multiple articles and reports coming out from these studios saying that hey, development isn't good. This game is looking kind of rough, and then you see the signs. Like I said, Forespoken, you see the signs already that this game is really, really rough right now. It's gonna take a while for it to get there.
Yeah, some
And,
delay.
and right now,
Yeah.
we're speculating that hopefully that this delay can make it a better experience, but more times than not, that's not the case.
I'll retract my statement. All delays are good. That just means that they're working on the game more.
Right.
I just
Right.
immediately said yeah without really thinking about
really-
what you
no,
said.
because like I said,
No,
like,
yeah.
it
All
depends.
delays are good. All delays are
Yeah, it
good.
depends.
They're a good thing.
I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying.
every
Like it
That's
depends.
positive.
It really depends. Yeah, it
Yeah.
depends because some delays like have benefited from it. Then there's been other
Right.
ones where they should have got more delayed, right? Like Cyberpunk, like Halo
Right.
Infinite or
Halo
Battlefield.
Infinite shouldn't
Yeah.
have not dropped. Absolutely right. Halo Infinite shouldn't have dropped it till March of this year.
I did not take an edible, Joe.
So
I got work,
but that's just my, I look at it. Okay for like Horizon Forbidden West, right? Okay, that got delayed multiple times and then it still was buggy. And so now they
Yes.
added patches to make it right. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's and I look at Guerrilla Games as a quality studio. These things, it's just that these publishers, they're pushing to get these games out so they can make this money.
Yeah.
And the pandemic, regardless of some people say it doesn't affect it, every company has been affected. So, and you could tell. So it's just because we've had more delays than we've ever seen, I think, in the history of gaming. So I just think that it's at this point in time, it's not a bad thing at all. Now, development hell is a whole different situation. If a game is getting redone, like, okay, let's say like Everwild, right? Like this game is getting redone. Now that's development hell, and that's an issue. But when you're talking about just taking the time, just making the game come out to be the best that it can be, and then you can patch it up for whatever small issues that you have once that game is released, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Nobody don't wants to play no broken ass game now. I
No,
can't
nobody
count that.
definitely wants to play broken
Yeah,
games. I'm
so-
just much more cautious now when I hear delays. Because some of these studios would be like, "Oh, we're delaying the game to polish it," and then it comes
I
out.
understand
It's a fucked up mess, and it's like,
Yeah, I
what
feel
did you polish? What were you polishing in your game?
No, I understand that, and that's what I said. It's like
Polishing a rock, bro.
it's on a game by game basis because there's some times where it's like things are looking rough and then it's getting delayed and then it gets another delay. Then you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? But then there's other times where it's like, we don't hear anything. Like Final Fantasy 16. If anything, we hear the opposite, that development has been going smooth since the beginning and everything's been going good. But obviously, something, the pandemic and shit like that, the shit got delayed. That doesn't mean that the game's gonna come out bad because of it, but then there's other games that's like they should have delayed it even more, or they should have cut consoles out. Like Cyberpunk shouldn't have been ported on last gens. In my opinion,
they should have canceled that shit.
They should have waited until at least this year for it to be like a next gen only game. You know what I mean? And have the install base up. Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk,
Yeah, I mean,
Trying to
I'm not
release
I get what people feel and sentiments about delays, but I'm not a fan of delays. I'm not a fan of them. Like it happens. I get it. I understand that in some cases it's good, but it depends on how the game's delayed and why. Now I'm pretty sure Forespoken is being delayed for all the positive reasons and stuff like that. I was looking forward to it, but we'll see. Dre, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
I was just gonna say, you just want fucking instant satisfaction, nigga. That's
Yeah. That's what
you
I want.
you just want instant satisfaction.
Yeah, I mean, as you should.
Instead of like waiting for a good product, you're like, no, instant gratification. It's like, bro, just wait.
Well, I think he wants instant gratification, like with a good product, right? Like not necessarily a fucked up product, like. But then again, Smooth.
But he doesn't want to wait though.
Yeah, he did say he was okay with Halo Infinite launching in 2020, in November 2020.
Well, I mean,
so.
what's the difference? Some people, y'all still didn't like the game when it released. I think nothing would have changed for me. But like I said, I'm a different breed when it comes to games.
That shit would have
Yeah,
launched.
we know you're different.
4
breed.
maps in one game mode. That shit would have launched with 4 maps in one game mode.
Yeah, that would have been a problem. I you know what I'm saying, as much I'm a huge Halo fan, and I would have been, and I'm pissed off about the content situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I gotta. You just gotta be real about the situation. So,
I understand.
2020 would have been a problem.
I understand how everybody feels about like Halo and lacking content, but I'm gonna say this, and I'm a selfish gamer. I thoroughly enjoyed the campaign of Halo Infinite. Thought it was incredible. I had fun. There's no sugar.
Oh, I had great fun. Yeah.
The multiplayer, as far as how it plays and whatever, I have fun with it. But the thing is, I'm not damage controlling for them because it is what it is. Like they dug this hole for themselves. But like I said, this is why I'm selfish. I am not a seasonal gamer when it comes to these multiplayer games.
Exactly.
So the way I play Halo, I'm no longer playing Halo for anything to gain out of it. And if I was, I would be pissed, right? Because everything's tied to these stupid ass seasons and them, stringing you along every fucking 6 months. But because I'm the way that I am, I play a couple rounds of Slayer or whatever, and I call it a day. That's it. So that's fine for me. But I understand for people who's been groomed in the Fortnites and the Warzone eras and stuff like that what Halo is providing isn't enough, and they have every right to be upset. And I'm upset at the fact that they went this stupid ass route and haven't been able to deliver on it. But all we pretty much hear from 343 is their mental health and their their support for all their other causes and stuff like that.
Mental health.
Yeah. I mean,
every little social issue, they're on top of it.
Yeah,
it's okay, man.
Yeah.
They can't even get their game proper. And what's even more interesting that you mentioned the season pass model is that they have the worst implementation out of all their competitors.
Yeah,
it's the worst season pass model I've ever seen in the fucking game. It's trash.
I will agree. The season 2 is not the great.
Season 1
not
was good.
Pretty good. Season 1
and
was
then
pretty good.
And then it's a very long season. Like by the time season 3 comes out, what you call it? Modern Warfare 2 is gonna be out. You're gonna have Apex season coming out, Fortnite season. Like, come on, bro. Like, you can't have a season last 6 months?
Yeah.
I'm probably not playing that game for like a year or something. I don't know.
It's literally gonna be MCC all over again. You're gonna come back 2-3 years later when all the content's in the game.
But MCC had a ton of content. I don't care. It was broke, but it was just broke.
It was broken. It was broke as fuck.
Had too much content. Bro.
Couldn't do co-op and shit.
You can't do nothing in that game.
Couldn't even start the game. Like some of the games.
You couldn't find matches.
But no, I will agree that it's got. You know what I'm saying? I've definitely cut down on playing Halo as somebody I'm a Halo stan actually. But the thing, but this is the reality. I mean, it's gonna definitely get its shit together, but. The problem is that they listen to too many of the old Bungie 343. I mean, the Bungie crowd instead of making the game and just going back to like with God of War. Okay, so I wasn't really looking forward to this to 2018 God of War because it wasn't David Jaffe's God of War, which I really love and still love more than this latest version of God of War. But Sony said, "Hell with it. We're just gonna, we're gonna bring it out here." People, they'll like it or they won't, but I think our product is we got enough confidence into what Corey Balrog and their team is doing out there in Santa Monica to feel that people will jump on to the game. 343 has the talent because I mean I don't know if you guys have seen some of this concept that stuff that they've been showing and releasing that didn't get put into Infinite and even stuff that they showed from Halo 5.
Yeah. I've seen those tweets. Yeah.
They have the talent, but the management is messed up.
Well, and and that's because they walk on eggshells following the Halo Bungie stands. Stop that shit. Let them have the creative freedom, like what Santa Monica is doing to, because I mean, to make God of War completely change like it did, that's an amazing thing by itself. 343 should have that same type of creative freedom. Just come out and just make the Halo that you're proud of. Let people get adjusted to it, because really everybody sits there and love Atriox, but they don't want to give 343 the credit for making Atriox. They're the ones that told the story about Atriox. So that's where I have the biggest problem from. The old aesthetic, the Halo 5 aesthetic was absolutely amazing, looked great. If you play that game and look at those graphics now, some people will say, damn, this game looks better than Infinite's graphics, even though when you look at it, it's a lot more defined. But
it does.
But that's just my thing, man. I think that 343 should just have free reign to not listen to anybody and make the best Halo that they can make.
They just need leadership, because remember, it took a while for God of War 2018 and Santa Monica to get to where it was at that point. Like, they had pitches for other concepts and ideas for God of War, but they didn't pan out. Yeah, they got shut down. And you gotta have somebody come in there and be real and say, hey, this works, this doesn't work. All right. Based off of that, here's the kind of game that needs to be made. And not only just that, Halo's always had the formula of, hey, we're gonna launch with co-op, we're gonna have Forge at launch, we're gonna have multiple different game modes there. It took them a while to reach that point, and they're still trying to reach that point with introducing co-op, Forge, and all these other features that were in old Halo games. That was my biggest issues. How do you launch your game without features that's always been a staple in the Halo franchise?
Well, Halo 5 didn't have Forge at launch, but it's still and its content was a little.
I had an issue with that. I had an issue with that with Halo 5 as well, because you had this in previous Halo games and you can't bring it at launch. You have to have those features there as well.
It had co-op.
Well, at least it had co-op for sure.
But no, I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, that's why I'm saying the game needed to be delayed one more time, but they didn't want to hear the bitching and moaning. And sometimes you just got to just bite your tongue and just do it. Now, I made this point saying it was great, but they fed us this with the betas, because every time we finished the beta, we was always hungry for more, because the betas was so good, they ran so well, they played right. But
then that was it though.
The
beta was really like it though.
The betas was hitting, but I mean, season 1 was great. Now, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, the multiplayer and the story was for me was great. It wasn't. But okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What I'm saying is, like, after the beta came out, that was it. Like, the beta almost felt like a full release.
You're right. Now
it was, right, and that's what was like. There was no extra. Like, man, when I played the beta, there was like 3 maps. And all right, cool. I'm ready for the full release. Then when the full release hit, there was nothing else new.
Yeah, they said it was.
They didn't hold anything back from the beta.
They extended the beta, quote unquote, but it was the same shit.
It was a whole game.
Right,
because we know, right? It's called Halo Infinite, so we know they're going to be working on this game for a while. So at this point,
for 10 years.
In my opinion, hold on. At this point, in my opinion, I think 343, man. I think they should, give their own original IP.
Yes,
right? Most definitely. Do something new and stuff like that. Give them a break from Halo. They already done a couple of Halos under their belt and stuff like that. Give them a break and do something new, unique, and original, and see what they can come up with on their own. Because they had to take what Bungie built, and try to build upon that and stuff like that. And obviously, there's a lot of management issues that's going on. I don't know what the hell is going on over there at 343, but clearly things ain't going right as they should be, because the state that they're launching the game, and stuff like that. So the libs like Smooth puts the blame on, but I don't know.
Okay, so basically the rumor is that they're pretty much going to bring they're not, because DLC was supposed to be coming. It doesn't seem like there's no DLC that's going to be coming. It's just going to be like more that they're going to give the Forge is going to come. It's going to be more reports. It's going to be more maps, things like that. But from my understanding is that they're going to pretty much start a brand new game, and it's supposed to be slated to come out in 2024, 2025. So, and I don't know where where the person that made this report was saying that it was there's going to be DLC. No DLC takes that long for anything. So it's going to be probably another standalone game, and then after that they'll build on what their idea with Infinite was going to be at that point. Or because now Slayton has got full control, and now they just showed a picture of him, and they're bringing another old Bungie vet in. They're probably going to scrap all that 10-year shit and then just probably change it up and then just
So like a realm, like a realm reborn situation.
Yeah,
you know what that
like
is
just
with Final Fantasy 14. They launched in the state that it was. Then I think it was like 2 years later they like rebuilt the game and it made it what it was actually supposed to be.
Right. That's exactly that's what they would do. So I don't, saying, look, I mean, I think that they had just too much on their plate with the television show, all this, and everything else that they was having going on, and they should have just took the time, just do their due diligence and just go from that. And also another point, and then I'll be done with my Halo spiel. But it's okay. The one thing, like you look with other studios, like let's say the Coalition. The Coalition, the reason why their shit is so hot is because they've been working together for a really long time. They don't have a lot of, and I know that 343 is probably a bigger studio, but they need people that they need to hire and start having contractors, because when you start having contractors come in, they don't have, if they're working with another vet, then sometimes that vet has to go back and do some work on top of if that contractor made a mistake, and then there's just no cohesion. And I think that's what's the big problem that's going on here now, is that they don't have enough cohesion where everybody's in unison and they can work and make everything flow like butter. You see what I'm saying? So I think that they just need to just hire people and make sure that they stay there. Because if you have an exodus of 100 to 200 developers leave and go to different jobs, then that's going to hurt anybody, in my opinion.
Gotcha. Well, fair enough. But yeah, man. Wishing the best for Halo is just a little, disappointing. I do want to give a shout out to PlayStation again, and this time Gorilla. Like PlayStation Studios, they're really doing what they can to take advantage of the PlayStation 5 and like games that they recently released or released previously, supporting them and to try to get more juices out of the PlayStation. I think Horizon Forbidden West has got a 120 hertz update, which has the same mode as Ratchet and Clank has, which you can play the quality mode at 40 frames per second, or performance mode at above 60, and I think the average is like somewhere between like 60 and 70 FPS that you can run it at, which is if you have a VRR monitor or TV, is a good option to use. I bring that up because it's Xbox, right? So Xbox has obviously they have the FPS boost program, which I love in there, but it they did stop after like I want to say like almost 200 games, and that's mostly focused on like older games that like that predated Xbox even One X. So
it was more for the backwards compatible games.
Yeah. And so and then they later added resolution boost and stuff, which is cool to like 360 games and whatnot. No issue with that, right? No issue. But for all the power that the Series X and S has, RDNA 2 and all this other stuff that they have that haven't been leveraged, I feel like looking at what PlayStation is doing with their team, or what their teams are doing in their downtime, you know what I mean, with their games that they either released and I feel like Xbox should really be trying to do the same thing, since we can't rely on other developers to show off the power of the Xbox. Like for example, games that I think Coalition was the one who really did something where they was like, all right, we're gonna go back to the game we released and like do things we couldn't do, which is 120 hertz, or push Gears graphic settings all the way up to what they I forgot what the top setting is in Gears on PC.
Yeah, and they put like more.
Insane.
Didn't they put like more like screen space reflections, like more like
they have a software based ray tracing that they use.
It's screen space global illumination.
Yeah. So they were like the only ones that did that, but I'm like, damn. I mean, I wish that some of these Xbox teams who aren't producing games could go back to at least produce something to get like just these fun updates for Xbox. Like you guys saw me playing Crackdown the other day. I still think, and I think this is probably in part to a lot of Xbox games being second party developers and shit like that, or third party developers. I just feel like they need to like go at some of these games that they've released that aren't doing nothing, extort some of that that power. I want to see the what the Xbox can do more, because the Xbox can do what the PlayStation can do as far as having games at 40 frames per second. Even though I don't really care if a game is 40, I would prefer it'd be 60 or better. But if you have a game that's like 30 frames or some shit like that, right? Why not try that if you can get that extra gain out of it? So it's just like these certain things that PlayStation devs are doing and Xbox devs aren't doing, even though Xbox has all these different types of secret sauces and shit like that hasn't been pretty much implemented yet. And I feel like they should be the studios to do it, especially all the studios that they inherited and purchased that have a lot of back catalog game that they can do so. And I know id Software did some shit with Doom and whatnot. I would like to see what Machine Games
they did.
Could do with like Wolfenstein and whatnot. And I just want to see a little bit more out of the team. So let's get to the main topic at hand, which is God of War Ragnarok got its release date November 9th of 2022. I think we had I don't know if we had a discussion about this, but they announced it. I don't know why it took so long, but the date is here, and there was a lot of speculation that people thought it was going to come out on November 11th, and November 11th would have been very controversial, as that was the original date for Starfield. And PlayStation is known to do a lot of petty things, especially when it comes to Xbox. And that was going to be something that we were all anticipating, but they landed on November 9th. I don't believe in like these different types of gods in Norse mythology, so this Odin's Day thing is news to me. But they set it on November 9th. Now, my only thing about November 9th that I'm thinking about is like, okay, is this game going to be eligible for the Goddies?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
How?
Like, the cutoff date is the
Cutoff
the
date is the
18th
19th.
or the 19th. Yeah.
So
Yes.
last year, Forza Horizon 5 released on November 9th, and technically released on like November 3rd, because you had the ultimate the
Matter of
early
fact-
access.
Yeah, but didn't it get named out for Racer of the Year?
Yeah, but it couldn't. They did nominate it for Game of the Year, even though it was the best.
I was
rated
just
game.
Yeah, but
looking at
that wasn't
tweet
because-
from Jeff Keighley,
Go ahead.
and somebody was talking about that. He said, basically, the cutoff date is the 19th. Then this guy was like, "You're lying," blah blah blah. Then he came back and was like,
Wait,
"That's
what?
not." So okay, so a guy,
A random said he
yeah,
was
a random
lying.
joint, yeah, random.
You don't know
cat,
when your own cutoff date is.
Man,
yeah,
that's crazy.
came at him, but
Jesus.
Jeff was like, "That's not true. Whatever you're saying." Then he came back with something else, and then he was like, "They had once they had access to Forza, they could have did something with the ballots, or they could have put it on the Game of the Year ballot, some shit like that." I'll link y'all to the conversation, but I guess apparently Forza could have been nominated. Nobody just nominated.
Yeah,
for
I mean,
Game of the Year.
people don't really vote like racers. I'm not saying that it's not worthy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I
There's
understand
certain
it's an
genres
amazing-
that just don't get voted.
Yeah, because they're like sports games don't get nominated either. It's just certain genres that they don't get the same light compared to other types of games that do.
You gotta have one or two of the Sony games. You gotta have a Nintendo game. You gotta have an indie game. You have to have an indie game, and you have to have some random miscellaneous third party game that may be multiplat, like Red Dead or fucking PUBG or some shit. So it's basically all those. And then on the random off chance, it'll be like a random like JRPG like Persona. But that's literally like the template.
Right.
It's like one or two Sony, an indie, Nintendo, and input random third party game.
Can we talk about how like people literally try to solicit some of these like female devs by sending them dick pics just to get the release date? Like that
Hey
was
man,
wild.
hey, after the dick pic, after
Yeah.
the dick pics, the release date came out. I'm just saying the 2 and 2.
Because the release date was supposed to come out on Thursday, right?
Hey,
it was supposed to happen, and then when it didn't come out, that's when a weirdo, whoever it was, I don't know who the fuck it was. It was probably
definitely a pony.
It was J-Tech.
Yeah, it's probably what's his name? J-Tech? Yeah.
But I mean, what the fuck? What do you want to talk about? Like, don't do that shit. That shit is fucked up. Weird.
All I'm saying is a dick pic was shown and the release date dropped. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
It can't be a coincidence. I kind of agree.
Hey, it's a happy coincidence. No, I'm joking.
Nah, that's fucking.
Nah, don't send that pic. Y'all fucking weird.
Fucking weirdos.
Y'all fucking weirdos for sending that shit.
I don't know what the hell's wrong with these people on here, bro.
I'm going to mute my mic because I got some salad and burgers to eat, and I know you.
This man always eating. But listen, man.
Nice of you for muting.
You talking about Ragnarok, right?
No, go ahead. I'm here.
Finally got November 9th release date, and it is because of Odin's Day. Smooth. And yeah, I mean, fuck this fucking God of War Ragnarok. I'm excited about it, man. It's gonna be the best DLC ever. It's gonna be a huge step up. It's gonna be a huge DLC step up and shit like that. Because you already know. But not real talk. Like, God of War is in my top 5 favorite franchises of all time. It's actually number 5th, right after Metal Gear. So I enjoy 2018. It's definitely not my favorite of the series. I still enjoy 3 more.
Agreed.
And like Ghost of Sparta on the PSP a little more. But I still really enjoyed 2018 like a lot. I like the new changes in the combat. I felt like the combat was definitely way more better and more technical. Even without a jump button, I felt like you can do more with the combat in 2018. This is why God of War is one of my favorites, because Santa Monica. This was back in the day, right? Platinum Games, or no, it wasn't Platinum Games. It was Kamiya, right? He was working at Capcom at the time, and he was making Devil May Cry and shit. He said that Western devs will never come out with crazy action games like how the Japanese does it, right? And it was Santa Monica that heard that, and they made God of War and shit like that, and the combat, whatever. Even Jaffe will tell you that, right? But I actually asked him about it. So one thing I really like about Santa Monica is they're one of the only Western studios that can do melee action games just as good as the Japanese studios, right? In my opinion, like God of War 2018's combat was phenomenal, and I know this one's going to be.
Is Sucker Punch? I thought that was an American.
Yes, but their combat is more grounded. I'm talking about like the fast pace,
over the top. Okay.
Yeah, right. And but like the God of War is just like it has like an extra punch to it. You know, it feels good when you get in the fucking axe and throwing that shit and coming back. But when we seen it from the trailer, we seen definitely new additions that I think is going to elevate the game even more. We seen him grappling, which is the grappling hook, which is we see him utilize it in combat and out and within the environments themselves. So that's going to add a interesting dynamic of how you use that. New traversal options like the sledding and stuff like that. Rather than the boat, now you're going to get sledding and shit like that with the dogs and whatnot. And then more expensive combat. I think this game is going to be epic. I think they're going to. I think they really listen to the criticism of the first game when it comes to the bosses, right? And like. Kind of like the repeated trolls that they call them bosses and whatnot.
Of the first game, wasn't it voted Game of the Generation and Game of the Year? What criticism did that game get?
I literally
what do you mean? It sounds like a bunch of people kissed that game's ass.
No,
everyone criticized the
criticism of the boss fight.
Everybody criticized the boss.
Everybody criticized the boss. Even back then, a lot of people still criticized that.
But now, bosses were as cool as God of War 3, bro.
Yes, since this is the end of the Norse chapter, we're gonna fucking fight Thor. We're gonna fight Odin. We're not gonna what's that? The chick Hela or whatever her fucking name is. We're gonna fight her. We're gonna fight the big ass death bird in the first game. That we never got to fight. They said that we were actually supposed to fight that in the first game. So I know we're going to get more boss fights. They said the game is going to be way bigger than the first game. The first game is like, 25, 30 hours. They're talking about this one is going to be at least 40 to 50 hours long, and it's the end of a fucking saga. So it's going to be a huge game, all 9 realms, you know, and shit like that we didn't get to visit in the first game and whatnot. So
I need to see Kratos fucking hose again, bro. I need to see it.
No, man, this guy, bro. Back to the brothel.
Yeah, you gotta have the fucking
the quick time events. The quick time events,
bro. Like, bro, this is how you were. This is how you were born, Lil G. This is a quick time event, bro.
Yeah, man.
Definitely quarter circles here, quarter circles there.
Nah, in God of War 3, they went hard with that shit. That was crazy. Like, I don't know what they were doing, man. They said, "Yo, we going over the top with this." Nah, but I'm a huge God of War fan. I played every single one except for Ascension. I do agree with Chris. I love the PSP games. God of War 2 is actually my favorite God of War of all the games in the franchise. I like 3 a lot as well. I just love the story of 2, like how they like evolve from the first game, like the leap that we took from God of War 1 to God of War 2 in every aspect, graphics, scale, storytelling, combat. I mean, they really did a great job with God of War 2. And God of War 3 just took what 2 did and just went over the top. I mean, like, awesome boss battles, awesome soundtrack, and then like more weapons inside the game, more magic, like great. I'm very excited for this game. Like Chris said, more hours put into the game, bigger. You can go all 9 realms. I just can't wait to just deep dive into that. And then there's always gonna be something to discover inside that game, because of how big it's gonna be. Like, it's gonna be a huge open world, well, not like pseudo open world game, but still, like, lots to explore.
Yeah.
Hidden dungeons and stuff like that. I mean, it's gonna be great. I can't wait.
I pretty much echo what y'all saying. 2018 is probably my favorite, mainly due to the story, mainly from a father's perspective. That I think, I personally think a lot of dads worked on 2018, because like there's a lot of dad things that like you can take from that game. So it definitely, you know, hit home with me as far as story, and that's really the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to in Ragnarok is the story. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely can't wait to see how, you know, Atreus turns out. Can't wait to see how it ends. Can't wait to see what happens to Kratos. You know, we got all these what do you call them? All these theories and whatnot going around. So I'm just definitely looking forward to the story.
I might have to replay the old ones, man. The original trilogy and the PSP games.
Like 2018, just it feels more grounded to me. I think.
It definitely does.
I think that's why I like it more than the previous 3. I didn't play the PSP games.
They showed Fenrir, right? Because they showed a CGI trailer, and they showed Fenrir, which is the giant wolf.
Oh,
right.
And somebody and one of the devs. I mean, of course, it's their game, so they're gonna hype it up. But they said that if you think it looks crazy like that in the CG, just wait to how the game, the fight plays out in game or some shit like that. Like, that shit. Like, yeah,
I definitely think it's gonna be an epic game. I think the scale is gonna be crazy. Graphically, I think it's gonna look better than Horizon. Me and Bless go back and forth about that all the time.
I mean, the finished product, hopefully, finished product.
Right. Correct. I'll just say this and pass it on. I'll just say this, right? If God of War beats Elden Ring for Game of the Year at the Game Awards, this will be the biggest upset probably in gaming history.
They'll blow a 3-1 lead.
Probably.
They blew a 3-1 lead.
No. Because
I would agree. I would agree.
And Red Dead Redemption.
No. Red Dead.
That was a sequel though.
Red Dead
was something different though.
Yeah, Red Dead's hype is nothing compared to Elden Ring's hype.
Right.
Like the amount of guzzling.
No.
That goes on.
I can't remember. And
Red Dead actually sold more.
Say it again.
Red
Dead definitely sold more.
But Red Dead sold
more for sure. Yeah, but the guzzling
it was high, and it was highly rated, and it was higher rated. It was a 97.
Elden Ring is a 96 on Metacritic, dog.
Right.
I'm telling y'all right now, if God of War wins Game of the Year, it's the biggest upset in gaming history.
Hold on. I disagree in the fact that I feel like if
Absolutely
God of
bigger than
War
Red
if
Dead.
God of War loses, then it will be the biggest upset. Because I honestly
No,
like I don't see
No,
I don't see
That's
I don't see.
expected.
Yeah, because
That's
it's the game of the generation. No,
But the thing,
no,
but
no,
I
not with
think
God
it's
of
like,
War.
well, hold
God of War
on,
is
hold on.
voted the greatest game of all time in several publications.
Hold
So
on,
there's
hold
a lot
on.
living up to the.
Yeah,
to
but
the-
God of War
it's-
Ragnarok is expected to lose this year to Elden Ring.
No,
Like, I
the
don't
reason.
think anybody is thinking God of War is going to be Elden Ring.
I don't
Hold on. The reason I said that is because of like who cares mostly about the Game Awards. It's typically like PlayStation people, right? Like that's typically who cares the most about the Game Awards. And
Game Awards
they
is like
care.
the Oscars
Like
now, man.
you
Like,
remember
people care
when
about it.
Uncharted
People
4.
care
Remember
about
when Uncharted 4 lost to Overwatch? People went that shit
that was the
crazy. I
biggest
was
upset.
laughing.
Yeah,
I was laughing at that shit. Like, why do you
That was
care
a-
that
was a
much?
big upset.
Why
Yeah,
do you
that
care
was a
that
big-
much
a
that a
big upset.
multiplayer game won? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I said like, oh, if God of War loses, people are gonna be bitching and crying and complaining on the PlayStation
Yep.
side.
You
They're
know
gonna
what
be
they're gonna say?
crying.
You know
But
what
on
they're
the
gonna
on
say?
the Soul side,
It's biased.
I don't see people like crying
It's
though.
the
I don't.
guzzlers.
I don't
It's
see
gonna
them.
be like
I don't see them.
guzzlers.
Like, oh my god,
They're
I want
gonna-
them to win. I don't
They're
see
gonna
that.
say it's the
I don't see that.
guzzlers. But if God of War wins, then it's gonna be all okay and shit like that.
Yeah,
Listen, I've been saying, other than Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok is like the only other game for me personally this year that has a chance to overtake Elden Ring as game of the year or my personal game of the year. Honestly, I don't think so, but honestly, I wouldn't be mad either way because God of War Ragnarok, if I get a better experience out of Ragnarok than Elden Ring, which Elden Ring was already like a really high experience, for me already, I'm gonna be happy with that. But you know, like we already know, if Elden Ring wins, there's gonna be a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's bullshit," and it shouldn't have won.
Yeah,
and,
like
you know, the same people that had no problems with Last of Us 2 winning, and the same
Yeah.
people that will have no problems if God of War Ragnarok wins, because that's the game that they feel should win, you know, over Elden Ring or over whoever, you know.
Now, I want to
Last of
ask
Us 2 is
a
The
Last of
question.
Us
Now,
2.
I want to
Elden
ask
Ring.
Jerry a question. I want to ask Jerry a
Us 2.
question. Like, do you really think people are going to be more hurt and upset if Elden Ring in the Souls community? You think those people will actually like care that much and be more
It's not
hurt and
just the
upset?
Souls community.
Yes.
It's not just the Souls community because that game is mainstream.
Look at my
Elden Ring is mainstream.
but in that case-
that game has so many fans.
But in that case, but even more so, who the fuck cares about in mainstream community? Who the fuck cares about a Game Awards in the mainstream
Yo,
community? No one
that's
fucking
gamers
cares.
don't
That
care.
proves my
Most
point
of
even
them
more.
millions.
That's a lie.
Wait.
That's a lie.
Wait.
That is
What
a lie.
casual?
That's
What
not true.
casual
That is a lie.
cares about the
That
Game
is
Awards?
not true,
98%
Brad.
What
of that
casual care about the Game Awards? Do you think casuals care about the Game Awards? You really think that?
98% of that 13 million is not gonna give a fuck.
When you
Like,
when
no
you
one-
play-
they're not gonna
when you
care,
play-
bro.
Listen,
They're not gonna care.
No, you lying because look, when
Okay.
you play a game,
Wait, show the
right?
data. Show the data.
When you play a game and you've had a certain experience, whether it's the soundtrack, the gameplay, whatever it may be, you're rooting for that game to get some sort of reward, no matter what it is, right? That
Do
game,
casuals even
Elden
know
Ring,
that these
you're
Game Awards
cutting me-
exist?
You're cutting me off. You're cutting me
Okay,
off. Like,
go
can you
ahead,
be
go
quiet
ahead.
for like one minute, okay?
Okay, go
Like,
ahead.
Damn. Like, I
ahead.
understand you're a little hype and everything, but chill, bro.
ahead.
Anyways, Elden Ring is mainstream. Like, you have fucking celebrities playing this game and hyping this shit up. Everyone knows about Elden Ring. I'm pretty sure there's a big base of people that want that game to get Game of the Year. And I'm telling you, if that shit does
of
not
course.
win, watch the reaction. There is going to be a reaction for that game.
Facts.
There is.
Okay.
It's just a fact.
Yeah, but
So
on
my point-
the same
hold on,
on the same side, there's gonna be a big reaction if God of War doesn't win either.
Yes, I agree.
There's gonna
I totally
either
agree.
one. People are gonna get upset no matter who wins
Okay.
Game of the Year.
So
I think
my
that-
my
Okay,
hold
go
on.
ahead, go ahead.
Before, my point is
You
the
have casuals
mainstream
playing
media.
Elden Ring.
If you casuals don't even like know the name of the Game Awards, they don't know it exists. Casuals
I
don't
just sent
care.
you a
like
tweet,
you're
man. Look at
saying
that.
you're speaking for
But
casuals.
you're telling me,
Ask
casuals
a random
don't know about Game
casual.
of the
Ask,
Year?
hold on. Ask a random casual. Do they even know these Game Awards exist? They probably don't, bro.
But they know
Like,
if a game wins
they-
Game of the Year.
But they don't.
I
They don't
like
care.
how
They
you-
have no. They have no. They
I
they
don't like
they don't
how
have
you
no
wording
stake
that,
in
man.
it because they
See,
don't even care. They're not watching.
That's
They're not
crazy.
participating. They
Second,
don't
But
care.
you are
The-
wording
the-
it to
you're
win
talking
in your
about
favor.
casual gamers. Hold on. You're
See,
talking. If
that's
you're
the-
talking about casual gamers don't give a fuck about awards, bro.
You are.
They just
but
they
that's
hear.
the thing, though.
They'll
You cannot
hold
say
on.
casual gamers. You have to say the fact. Like you can't. Like,
Like-
you're wording it as like everybody in the world is going to be watching the Game Awards, going to care about the Game Awards. No, we all know that's not going to happen, right? But of course, the fan base of 15 million of Elden Ring or whatnot, and yes, they are going to care. Sorry, they are.
Bro,
If
Dre-
Elden
the-
Ring
the-
loses,
nah,
they're
people-
going to
yeah,
care.
that's
Hold
what
on,
I'm
hold on,
saying.
hold on.
But yeah, no, hold on. Of course, people are going to care. But there's this. But you can say that with any game. You can say that with Ragnarok. If Ragnarok doesn't win, there's going to be a lot of hurt people upset.
Yeah.
No,
They're going to
That's
say
and
it's
that's
bullshit.
gonna be the case.
You know,
That is
Game
definitely
Awards
gonna
is
be the case.
rigged. Jeff
No.
Keighley's a pony, or
That's
even
gonna be
Bob
the case.
whoever.
Both
Hold on,
both
hold
can
on.
be true. Both
Hold
can be
on.
true.
My entire point is there are more people that are invested in these awards on the PlayStation side. So if God of War loses, more people will be even more upset. They would be further upset than if Elden Ring were to lose. They would be even more mad than if Elden Ring were to lose. That's my point.
I don't
They
know.
There'll
would be
be a lot of
even
mad
they
people.
would be even further
Like,
upset.
for
They would
example,
be
like
even
on
hold
the
on.
Xbox,
They would be even further upset because they are more invested. They are more of the hardcore audience. They are more invested, and especially because PlayStation gamers have shown over time that they care a lot about the awards because it's all the way it's in terms of PlayStation games, it's always about prestige, how many awards you get, what's your Metacritic, yada yada. We have seen for years now that PlayStation gamers care about prestige. They care about
That's true.
awards. They care about
That is
status. They care about status. That's period. We've seen it.
Oh, why
So that's
is
what
that
I'm saying. They will be more upset if God of War loses. That's my point. That is my
why
point.
is that a bad thing that PlayStation gamers care
I'm
about?
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. You're not listening what's coming out my mouth. I'm saying that
Whoa.
because they
Oh.
are more accustomed and care more about status, if it were to lose, they would be more outraged.
I'm
I'm not saying it's a bad thing to put your game on a pedestal. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
we all like
I am
it, yeah.
saying that people would be more upset. That's it.
I
That's it.
think individual games can have that impact as well, though.
Well, okay,
man.
so check this out, right? Like I'm agreeing with a lot of points in here. I mean, because the only thing that I'm going to just throw in here is basically the one reason why I feel God of War won't win it is because it's a sequel to 2018, and that was and if you think about it, the reason why Uncharted 4 lost to Overwatch is because, which I feel that was the biggest upset of all time, is because Overwatch was original, new, and fresh.
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
Uncharted 2 win Game of the Year.
Yeah, hold on. But Last of Us 2 won Game of the Year. So that sequel,
Uncharted 2 won
I know
Game of the Year.
what I know what K Mega is saying, but that doesn't.
Well, let me
that
finish though.
Might not happen all the time.
Let me finish.
Right.
Now, I think that the only reason to me why beat, because I felt Ghost of Tsushima was a much better game than the Last of Us 2.
Agreed.
But
Debatable.
I agree with K Mega. I agree with K Mega.
But I think that the gaming, the VGAs and the people that were in the industry was sending a message, because remember, that game got all that hate and visceral, and then some leaker came out to try to
unjustified hate.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless of whatever the situation was, but I think that that was one of those things where everybody in the industry got together and was like, you know what, we're going to sit there and pick this game because this game.
You say out of sympathy because people were hating on it.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you're saying that it's not worthy of its Game of the Year status.
I'm not saying sympathy. No, listen what I'm saying. Come on, guys, listen. I'm not saying sympathy. I'm saying because of the fact that they were attacking Naughty Dog the way that they were trying to cancel Naughty Dog. And so the gaming media pushed back. Just like the gaming media pushed back was like, nah, ain't no more multiplayer.
There's no way to
gonna
prove
win.
that though.
Except for, you know what I'm saying? Now, okay, but there's no way to prove that, but that's just my theory on it. Now, this is why I feel that the Elden Ring is going to win it. And it would be an upset if Elden Ring doesn't. It's because of this. I am not a Souls fan. I think Bloodborne as close, and Sekiro is as close as I'm going to get to liking it, right? Elden Ring changed my whole perspective. Like, I put in 16, 17 days worth of gameplay to beat that game. In a Souls game, I hate those games. They're not even my favorite genre. But Elden Ring, and that's one of those games that only comes once or twice every generation, just like The Witcher 3, just like The Last of Us, just like a Halo, just like a Gears. Elden Ring is in that category to where if it does lose that status, to where if it lose to a sequel that is going to be better, no doubt, but it's still not going to be like that what it was in 2018. So that's why I feel that it will be a two game race for sure. But I just feel that Elden Ring, if it loses, it's definitely one of those things where it's an upset because God of War just snuck and just did something absolutely amazing.
Hey, are we gonna get a Horizon Zero Awards yet again? Hey,
Horizon Forbidden
I just thought about that.
Forbidden Awards.
Forbidden Awards.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Nah, it's gonna win. It's gonna win somewhere at one publication.
Well, I think God of War is going to win a bunch of awards. Because this is usually how it. Well, sometimes I guess they change it up.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about Keeley, right? Because God of War is definitely going to win Game of the Year awards in other media outlets and stuff like that. I could definitely see that.
Oh yeah, they're gonna. It's gonna be Elden Ring and God of War both going.
Have the
they're gonna stack. They're gonna stack Game of the Year awards.
Yeah, they're stacking it. Yeah.
But yeah, like I said though, like PlayStation gamers care about prestige, status, and all of that. Like Souls gamers, not so much, bro. So if Elden Ring wins, that
is not true.
PlayStation people will be more mad. They will be more mad.
Souls games are always
highly rated.
You know you lying, Bless, because the Elden Ring.
How am I lying?
The Elden Ring cult community is one of the worst communities. You cannot say a bad thing about.
Oh yeah, man. We got one of them inside on the podcast.
Especially Elden Ring, dog.
But
so
the thing is,
you're not telling the truth, man.
But the thing is, but if you look at like when the Souls games actually release, who are they like? Are they getting mad at the Game Awards? Like, do you ever see them get mad at the Game Awards? No.
I mean, they would never
when have you ever seen them get mad at the Game Awards?
This is the most popular game in the year. Like, this is the most popular game.
When have they ever gotten mad at the Game Awards?
Bloodborne was nominated. Dark Souls 3 was nominated. Sekiro was nominated, of course, won the Game
Awards. At the Game Awards? Or just
at the Game Awards. Yes. Dark Souls 3 was nominated at the Game Awards. It was one of the Game of the Year contenders.
It didn't win.
What did it go up against?
It didn't win.
It was 2016. I think it was.
Went against. They went. It was.
Was it Overwatch? It was Overwatch. And Uncharted 4. Yeah, and Uncharted 4. Yeah.
But again, PlayStation gamers care more about prestige, bro.
Was it?
They definitely do. They definitely
exactly. That's my point. So they would be more mad.
I don't disagree with that. But my thing is, I think Elden Ring fans will also be mad because this is the most popular fucking game out all year.
People are gonna be mad, of course.
Like, this game, like Dre said, this game has a fucking cult of fans. It's insane.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying that no one will be mad, but I'm saying that the select people in the PlayStation community will be more mad. Saying that there would be more, the select people that will be mad will be more mad than the typical Elden Ring fan that is mad. That is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they can.
People will be more mad because they care more about prestige. People makes sense, right?
People are going to be mad. Like Dre is right. Like people are going to be upset if Elden Ring doesn't win because that's like the biggest game this year. That's the more known game and shit like that, right? But then again, Blesser is right too. Like, there's gonna be people that are furious that are already
all the people that are like
already assuming that God of War Ragnarok is just a much better game.
Yeah, 90+ Metacritics. Look at the graphics. How can it lose to Elden Ring? Look at those PS3.
Like I said, like Elden Ring's currently my GOTY, but I expect Ragnarok to give it a run for his money. It can surpass that, and if it does, I'm gonna be straight up. I'll be like, yo. Ragnarok beat out fucking Elden Ring for me personally or whatever. But I'm not gonna get upset if either one wins.
I don't know, man.
At all. Like I'm not gonna
work for God of War.
Like, if God of War wins, you know, great. I'm gonna be like, yeah, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? If this was my game of the year, it deserves to win. If Elden Ring wins, I'm gonna be like, yeah, fuck yeah. But either way, people are gonna be upset. People are gonna find reasons. Like if God of War wins, people are gonna say it's media bias. You know, if Elden Ring got robbed, it should have won. Blah blah blah. If Elden Ring wins, you know, people are gonna say the same shit. You know what I mean? Oh, you know, people are hating on God of War and the media bias and shit like that. And you know, it's a cult. Come guzzling, you know, like what you're
yeah, like there's like they're cum guzzling. It's a game of the year is rigged. How could Elden Ring win? Yada yada yada. Like
this will be pretty interesting as well because if God of War, it's because we already look at it already as a two game race. If God of War does lose to Elden Ring, what's that going to be like for PlayStation going in the future? Because I mean, that's PlayStation.
They're going to be completely fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
That's not going to hurt them. That's not going to hurt them in the slightest.
Okay, listen to what I'm saying though. This is what I'm saying. That's not what I'm asking. I know they'll be fine. They'll have their content. They'll have the games coming through. But I'm saying in the sense of because you guys were bringing up the prestige and the notoriety and all of that. I mean, you got these other games. You know, Zelda's going to drop next year. Spider-Man's going to be probably a candidate coming up. But do you feel that Spider-Man was going to beat Zelda? I don't see that. So this would probably be the best chance for maybe a couple.
No game is beating Zelda. That's one of the greatest games
like
ever
I mean,
made.
I don't even see Starfield or if Hellblade 2 come.
The only runner up for next year is Final Fantasy 16 for me personally.
That's one issue that I got with
I don't know.
Like when the Nintendo game gets into the game of the year conversation, man, it's like it's such bullshit to me. Because it's already like Nintendo can do no wrong to most of the media, so it's like already a shoo-in. Once a Nintendo game, I mean, I guess not last year. Well, Metroid didn't get nominated, or did it? Or if it did, it didn't win. But typically like a Zelda game, Mario game, or whatnot, if that shit gets nominated, it's like why even bother, man? We already know these dick suckers is gonna be.
Damn.
Why do you feel so? Why do you Nintendo, look? Dre is a PlayStation gamer, and he's saying,
you know what I mean,
he's a PlayStation gamer, and you hear the disdain in his voice, bro. You hear the disdain because of the prestige.
Yo, what did Nintendo do to you?
Yeah, exactly, bro. These PlayStation gamers, bro. They're like, no, Nintendo can never win. Fuck that. Sony has to win.
It's overrated. They're overrated.
People think like, for example, like Breath of the Wild just got its awards and its score because it's a Zelda and it's a Nintendo game. But people didn't like Breath of the Wild because you know why? Because it wasn't nothing like the other Zelda games. It was completely fucking different. It was a completely different. It was like a God of War 2018 coming from Ascension. It was that big of a difference of design and everything like that. If anything, that was a bigger risk for them and whatnot. And there's people who say, "Well, I don't like Breath of the Wild," and when I ask them why, right, majority of the time. Is because it's not like the other traditional 3D Zeldas. They didn't have the traditional dungeons and stuff like that, and it was a completely different game. So to me, that debunks the narrative that it's a nostalgia thing. Because if it was,
that's facts,
we seen evidence of nostalgia working against games like a Breath of the Wild, or when games completely switch things up.
Another game that changed its design from its original games. Legend of Arceus, bro. Come on, man. Like that game, is not like any other Pokemon game. Open world, not turn based.
And I got an 84. Right? And a lot of people, and I know a lot of people that really fuck with the game.
Them
and
graphics are fucking crazy. Though.
Yeah,
there's a lot of popping.
But Chris, you're speaking from the gamer's perspective about Zelda. You're not speaking from the media perspective about, because clearly the media who votes for these Game of the Year awards, clearly they loved Breath of the Wild. So I think you're speaking from
Yeah, they love Breath of the Wild, but a lot of gamers love Breath of the Wild too. Yeah, you have some that would say I didn't like it, it was boring or whatever the issue was. I didn't like the weapon breaking, whatever the issue was, right? You have those that say that, but the majority of gamers that played it, not just the media, really enjoyed that game. Just like the majority of, I would say, a lot of the gamers that played Last of Us too enjoyed it more than the loud haters that people. People thought it was like a terrible game and this, that, and the third. I enjoyed the Last of Us.
I personally think the hate towards Last of Us Part 2 is completely overblown. And the majority of these people did not play the game. Like, come on, like if you legit play the game and you tell me that there's things that you don't like about it, okay, cool. Like we can have that conversation, but like I don't know.
You know what? And you know what?
People don't play games on Twitter.
And you know what? That game when it first came out, it started. I think it was like a 95 on Metacritic or whatever, right? And then it dropped down, but then it won the most Game of the Year awards. And guess what people were saying? Oh, it's because of the media, because they love PlayStation. And at that time, right in 2020, right in 2020, this whole sudden shift in the media didn't happen when it comes to like them starting to favor Xbox and Game Pass more and stuff like that. In 2020, PlayStation was still the media darling. So people were using that same excuse for PlayStation that people use the same with when it comes to Nintendo. Not saying that there isn't a bias there or
considered.
There are people there's people that recognize Nintendo and stuff like that, right? But I think I honestly think Nintendo be living up to their shit. Honestly, whenever they come out with a new 3D Mario, it lives up to it. It lives up to it.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Switch Sports is fire. I was playing that the other day with my family. That
Sports is fire. I play with my kids.
Sports is yo.
Let me read some of these super chats. Oh
and
man,
and it benefits them because they are so patient, and because of their patience, it results that they bring really good content when they do finally drop their games. Man, Nintendo, they legit with they shit. They just need a better console.
I think
they need better hardware.
I think Nintendo shit is just completely overrated, and it's just
facts.
I've never honestly, I have Switch. Every time I've had a Switch, I've never been everybody telling me all these games came out, and I'm like, bruh, this is how you know a console or a platform is irrelevant to me. I don't know what released on the Switch in this calendar year, but apparently,
those games aren't for you, bro. Them motherfuckers ain't for you.
Hey, it doesn't matter. Why? Because guess what? Monster Hunter Rise, which is a Switch exclusive, guess what? Already 10 million. 10 million.
10? Oh.
Right? Kirby broke his records. You know what I mean? Like within this community,
that Kirby game was good though.
Within this community, we just hear Xbox versus PlayStation all the time, and that's what most people talk about. And then, whenever Nintendo gets brought up, for some reason, I don't know why, right? A lot of people like to dismiss them or judge a book by its cover and think because some of them, are less graphically than other games that they're not worthy to be just as praised.
I like playing on Nintendo Switch to playing on my iPhone, so it's like
Nintendo hit the perfect market. Like Nintendo hit the perfect market, and they just ran with it. And it's been working for them for a long time.
Nintendo themselves said, "Oh, we're a secondary console." They said that shit themselves. Right. So I mean,
and they are the kings of exclusives. I get tired when PlayStation talking about that.
Then they fucking have to be. Let's be honest, but they fucking have to be.
Nintendo is the king of exclusive. I mean, you're right. They gotta be, but
they literally have to be, or their shit would be fucking dead. But
they would be. They would have to be. But I mean, Nintendo smokes PlayStation and Xbox when
as far as sales, I agree with you.
Yeah, they have more popular IP.
All right.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me fine?
Yeah.
And as far as
well, let me read these super chats before. So Rabadan 202 says, "Didn't God of War sell 20 million and God of War is mainstream?" So I think he was answering Bless.
Yeah, you can buy God of War for $4. Oh
yeah. I was talking about people in this community basically, like people the Twitter community. Like if we see like a random tweet, Elden. What the fucking name? Elden Ring. Like, I'm upset because they didn't win Game of the Year. I'm talking about the Twitter community.
Here's the biggest question.
And casuals don't give a fuck. That's why.
If God of War does hit that date and doesn't get pushed back, What do you who do you think is going to win Game of the Year? That or Elden Ring?
We just talked about that.
No, I think
we just talked about that.
No, I think Elden Ring is going to win, but I mean, if God of War wins, that's cool too. I guess.
If God of War has God of War, I think God of War's story has to hit.
It's got to hit hard, way harder
and
than
the boss fights.
Yeah,
and the boss fights need to be fucking amazing.
Yeah, and the boss fights. I think they're going to learn from their from 2018. But I think what will set God of War apart and for it to win Game of the Year is the story. Like if that story hits something crazy, then I think it's going to win Game of the Year.
And that's for Elden Ring. But the boss fights in Elden Ring are so goddamn epic. The music, everything, it makes you
certain ones. Yes, yeah. A lot of them were forgettable though.
It's
Well, I mean, okay, so God of War.
That's my game. That's my Game of the Year, and I'm a huge Souls fan. But I would say that, yeah.
No. What I'm trying to say is, God of War, you're fighting kind of like the same creatures, like the trolls, just different colors.
Right.
No ice.
Yeah, I hope they vary that shit up too.
Right.
This is why God of War
fight multiple
and put more humans in. I want to see blood.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna say this right because I don't give it in.
Yeah.
This is why God of War. I don't care how it does. Ragnarok doesn't deserve Game of the Year for the simple fact that y'all let 2018 win a Game of the Year with being copy and paste throughout their whole entire game.
Shut up.
It's it shouldn't have won. It was
here.
Yeah, okay, but if Ragnarok is even better than that, why?
Because it's well, you should have done this the first game.
Here's the thing, though.
You just want to be fucking petty. That's what it is. Why you sound like a woman? Like, why you didn't do this 2 years ago?
You sound petty, bro. As a fanboy, Smooth don't want Ragnarok to win.
Hold on. Here's the thing, though.
No, he actually likes Elden Ring, bro.
When it comes to something like that, it's gonna go off exactly how they improve on the stuff that was lacking in the 2018 one, because at the end of the day,
for a long period of time here in Corny Stories, Ragnarok lost. That canoe shit was
the thing is though is it's just going to determine how they improve the boss fights, because I don't think I'd be surprised if we see one troll this whole game. Like, I'll be real with you, because I know that's the biggest criticism they got, and they got it from me too. God of War 2018, it deserved Game of the Year that year. It's one of the best games that was on PlayStation.
Red Dead Redemption Red Dead Redemption
better in my
existed.
opinion, but,
Red Dead was the worst.
No,
that game was padded to shit.
Hold on, Red Dead Redemption 2 was amazing.
I think Spider-Man was a better game than God of War.
No,
hold on,
I ain't going that far.
Hold on, but
the story of Red Dead
as a game with gameplay mechanics, the gameplay mechanics were very sluggish and slow. God of War's gameplay was so much better.
Red Dead was trying to be. It was trying to have immersive mechanics, and this shit was
too much.
It was too much. It was just. It wasn't fun, bro.
I'm gonna get.
It wasn't fun.
The story wasn't all that good.
The game controlled terribly. Like, you had to use auto aim. Typical Rockstar. They don't improve on their gunplay mechanics.
I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this. Red Dead and Spider-Man are shit on by God of War. I'm sorry. Look, Spider-Man to me was just an average fucking game, and the only thing that people have positive to say about that game is it's nice to play like Spider-Man. The movement's like Spider-Man. Not one time I've heard anyone comment anything about that game besides the movement. Not one time.
I like the combat. I like the gadgets.
The boss fights are hit and miss. God of War is a better game.
It definitely is. But
dude, the bosses to Spider-Man was literally rinse and repeat. Every boss was fought exactly the same exact way.
How many times did you fight that one guy in God of War?
Was fought the same way.
Here's the thing: the Stranger fight at the beginning and the Stranger fight at the end was better than every Spider-Man fight combined.
All right, but
knocking Doc Ock
to
on the roof.
just simply say that
Mine is kind of
Yeah,
crazy,
people
but it was better than every fight.
you can't sit up here and say
come on
people
now.
just like Spider-Man for one thing. Like that's not the case.
When's the last
I don't know
time
who you.
heard
I don't know.
someone
I don't
say
know
that
who
shit?
you
Oh,
talk
nah,
to.
man. Now
Spider-Man
see,
was
people
my favorite,
capping now because I
PS4
said
game.
it. But if I would have went through one by one
Who's
and asked
capping?
what you,
No, Addict. Who's capping? Who's capping?
Who's
capping?
Can you
Who's
let
capping?
me speak? And can you let me speak? How am I supposed to answer your question?
Because if you're gonna say if I'm capping, then let me know I'm capping.
Look, all I'm saying is if I went through here
Alright.
one by one and asked all of you before I said that statement, what did you fuck with Spider-Man? All of you would have said movement to some
And
degree.
that's why
All of you.
that's why you don't listen to this podcast because there's been multiple people in this
Yeah.
podcast specifically that point out multiple shit with the
Yeah,
game.
not in my spaces.
Come on.
In my spaces,
Not in his spaces, not on this
Spider-Man
podcast.
2.
Nobody ever pointed out
I
that one
specifically
single
mentioned
thing.
Look
the
at you
gameplay
guys,
that-
man. Look,
Like you're
Yeah,
really
that's
reaching.
ain't no memorable
Listen, you
fight
can
in
be
Spider-Man.
you can feel
Ain't no
strongly about
memorable
it, but
fight in
that
Spider-Man.
Oh, the Doc Ock fight was.
That Doc fight was literally rotate around him, jump on top of him, hit him, rotate around. Literally, the last fight of Doc Ock was 3 buttons.
You know what I
3
mean?
buttons was the last fight of Doc Ock. 3 buttons.
Memorable, replayable.
So what did you want out of the boss fights? What did you
What did you want? What did
You
want?
have
specifically?
You have
I fuck with Mr.
crazy.
Negative.
You have the most iconic villains in history, almost, and you fought them 2 at a time, the exact
What
same
would
way.
you have liked out of the boss fights?
man.
Addict. What would you?
I wanted more
personally
in depth.
yourself?
I wanted, I like, kind of like when you fought Rhino and Miles Morales. I wanted that and all of
yeah, that was
Spider-Man
cool.
2016. or
I'll
18,
say,
not-
I'll say, if you look
because
at
they
like
didn't
older,
change locales while they was fighting. That's
No, it
that's
just
why you
no,
didn't like it?
go look at some of those fights when you actually fought in the Spider-Man thing. It was literally the same 3 patterns over and over again until they're defeated.
What about the shocker chase? You didn't like that?
The shocker chase was good. I'll give them the shocker
Okay.
chase. But besides that, man, like, and then they paired them up in 2 and you fought them the exact same way. They rarely changed anything
That's
whatsoever.
True. Right.
Like, look, that's my only issue with it. Like, the story was okay, but it wasn't anything like serious.
yeah,
Like,
the story was okay.
How would
It
you
was
feel
serious.
It was
Aunt
okay.
May died.
Aunt May
Aunt May
died.
died at the end. It was serious. It was a serious
All right.
story.
But that's different than that's first off. I don't know why you. I mean, I guess if people ain't play that game, they ain't gonna play that game. But that's besides the point. Like, look, that's cool that they did that. That was something that I probably didn't. But it's just like, look, like I'm a huge boss fanatic. I love bosses,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
to
me
me,
I love
like
bosses.
Shocker was a good fight because they did. You chased them around, you fought him in the bank. Like they did good assets with him.
What
but,
about
like,
the Scorpion fight? When you got poisoned? What about that one? You didn't like that one?
It was okay. It's
The
just like
Scorpion fight in the
I like the
was
Mr.
okay.
Negative
It was
as well. I like the Mr.
I
Mr.
guess to
Negative.
me, it's just like I expected more because of how iconic these fights were.
I will
Yeah.
say,
These villains were.
if you
But
compare
Spider-Man 2 is gonna be crazier though.
I think they learn with Miles. I do think they learn because when you
I
played
enjoyed
Miles,
Miles.
it felt completely different. Like when you fought what's her name, you fought her from floor to floor, like and changed
Right,
up
all
every
facts,
floor.
Right.
Like
Yep.
that's the kind of
Now with
fights I
Spider-Man
want.
2,
Yeah,
Spider-Man 2
that's
with Venom and
Miles Morales is
Raven
better
and
than
shit like
Spider-Man
that.
2018.
okay,
And
Yeah.
I've said that from the start, and people hate on me for it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
that's a fact.
Miles
Mhm.
shits on 2018 Spider-Man.
now I'll say
that's good to know,
that
because I
if
didn't
you're
beat-
looking
I
at
didn't
if
beat
you're
that
looking at
Spider-Man,
the some of the previous Spider-Man games, yeah, like in terms of if you really think about it in terms of bosses, like yeah, it kind of lacks for the 2018. If you look at the most iconic Spider-Man 2, those boss fights were way better, to be honest.
Y'all
like,
want-
to be
y'all
honest,
want this
they
nigga
were
to go
way
into
better.
outer space and fight.
No,
these
it's not
niggas.
that. It's just I want. I guess what it,
No,
I guess
it's
what
like,
it is,
if you,
right?
do you
Like,
do you remember Spider-Man 2 on the PS2 and GameCube?
I
You remember those
mean,
games
I
like where
don't
or where you
remember,
fought
I
like
don't.
Mysterio,
I
you
played
fought
them, but I
Shocker.
don't remember the. I don't
Those
remember.
I
those
guess-
boss fights were very varied. They were very varied, and they
One's
were
different
very
phases
unique.
that
I
switches
get-
up. That switches up the mechanics of the bosses, different phases. and
no,
stuff like
it's
that.
people keep saying he wants to change a low. It's not a location change.
Yeah, it's
I
not,
want
it's not a
Spider-Man-
location change.
I want
It's a
Spider-Man to
mechanic
feel-
change.
I
It's a-
want Spider-Man to feel like he's in danger. I want to feel like I just never felt like that. I always felt like
When he fought
This
Martin
was
the first time,
always
he didn't
gonna
feel like
go
he was in
one
danger. When he was getting attacked by civilians that were brainwashed, like that wasn't danger.
Oh my!
And they had to save people. Like, come on, bro.
This is why I don't be talking about this Spider-Man shit, man.
This
I don't know
conversation.
How would you do that? Because at the end of the day, Spider-Man has to win that fight to progress the story. So how would you want
that's
him
fine.
To feel like
he
he's
can
in
win
danger?
the fight, but to me, it just it never felt like an evolution in the fighting style. It always felt like he's fighting in the exact same way. Like literally, when you were fighting Vulture, and who was the second person? It was two people,
Electro.
Vulture and Electro.
Electro.
Yeah, grab Vulture, throw him into Electro. Get it. You do the same thing again. Like to me, you do it one time, the fight should change up. The mechanics should change up. Like it's kind of like when you fight in like the Dark Souls type games where you get halfway, their health halfway.
Yeah,
they pull out new weapons.
And
they
they
change.
Okay, yeah.
patterns.
So it was more like a Nintendo game where it's like you're doing the same shit.
I'm not going to disrespect them that much.
That's essentially what you're trying to get.
All right, hold on, guys.
Okay. We got the Spider-Man slander. I need to know about this damn Red Dead 2 slander because Red Dead 2 was better than God of War. The story was better. I mean,
absolutely.
The story.
Listen.
So
listen. I love like Red Dead Redemption 2. I fucking love that game. That's one of my favorite. I have 400 hours in the online. Yes,
why
online that everybody said was trash. But after the
how much weed did you smoke to play that for 400 hours?
Listen,
yeah, right. Like what the fuck, bro?
Did y'all
get the platinum?
Did anybody play the online a year after it came? A year after
No.
the
I didn't play.
No, why would I do that? It's like Halo.
10
That's like
days
Halo
after
Infinite. Why didn't you? That's like Halo Infinite. Why aren't you playing Halo Infinite a year later, bitch? I don't want to play it. It was bad.
No, cool, but
It's like Halo Infinite.
Don't say that it's a bad game if you haven't played it after all the updates.
Smooth.
Well,
you just
hold
on, everyone, real quick.
Halo Infinite.
Hold on.
No.
Smooth. A year from now, Smooth. I want you to hit up Chris and be like, "Have you played Halo Infinite recently?"
I'm not into Halo.
Give him the same energy.
So I'm not gonna play Halo. But what I'm saying is, I played the online after they did the update. After they completely changed the controls and they made the game way faster. And they had the animation cuts and stuff like that, where it didn't take all these long animations to fucking pick up items and shit like that.
I feel you.
I mean, that's good.
No, I know.
It was trash when I played it, though.
No,
that's all I care about.
Not me too. When I played it at first, I'm talking about the online. When I played it at first, it was
I know.
dog shit. It was complete dog shit. So I don't blame anybody being fuck this shit, and I'm not gonna come back to it after a year later or whatever. That's perfectly fine. But the main game itself, because they try to do so much realism and stuff like that, it ended up hurting the actual gameplay mechanics to where Arthur felt way too slow and way too weighted, and he would take so long. And trust me, like after a while, like I appreciate all the attention to detail and him, taking the herbs out and cleaning them out and shit like that. But after a while, it's like, all right, bro, this is actually slowing me down from getting.
I'll never forget. I'll never forget, Chris. I was playing Red Dead because I didn't play much of Red Dead because I just didn't like the feel of it. And I remember I went out to I was fighting a bear or something. It's like one of the tutorials of how to like skin bears or something like. I'm sitting there. Hold up! I'm sitting there. 1 second. I will talk to you in 1 second. And I'm sitting there. You're going across, and they're like, "Well, get off your horse. The bear's over here." So I go over there, and I'm like, "All right." So I'm following them, and I didn't realize this, but I had to get the gun off the horse again after I just put it back, took it off. So when the bear stalked me,
shit is
I was like,
annoying,
when the bear stalked me, I was like, I'm done. It's a wrap. Like
that shit is so trash. Like the immersive realism. Like I have to take every time I go on my horse, I take my fucking gun off. Bitch, why are you taking my gun off? I don't want that to happen.
Yeah,
Rockstar games feel better when they're more arcadey instead of.
Yeah, you have to have some type. You have to have some.
They did that. They did that with the online. I don't know why they haven't added it to the single player. Maybe if they do like a definitive edition or some shit like that, they'll add it. But the online, the way, like, it is so a night and day difference. The online controls versus the single player controls, because it feels as fast and as loose as part 1 did. You know what I mean? And I don't know why they haven't added that to the single player. I think a lot of people will go back and appreciate that game a lot more if they added that option.
What's bad? Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So yeah, my gripes about Red Dead Redemption is literally like everything that you guys already said, where it's just sluggish. And I tried to play that game. I literally tried for like the first half. I played it with free aim because I'm like the auto aim just wasn't fun. Like it just L2 R2 L2 R2 L2 R2. That's
Clipping
it.
people.
That's how you knew it was bad.
Not fun.
That's how you knew it was badly designed because
it was bad. Like Rockstar Games. Rockstar Games have been just been doing that for forever, and it's just like, bro, like they
made Max
they
Payne
haven't
3
up there.
Gameplay.
Exactly. They made Max Payne 3, and then Red Dead 2 came out, and it's just like, oh, you have to play with auto aim. If not, you're just your aim is gonna be fucking sluggish and feel terrible. It's like I played halfway with it on, and then I was like, all right. I was at a section where like I had to aim while on a horse. I was like, all right, I'm fucking done with this shit. Yeah. Deadeye, there's not enough Deadeye in the world for me to fucking deal with this shit anymore. Like, fuck this.
Oh wow.
So
yeah, no, I went down in that game.
Like,
I beat it. The transition, like, okay, for me, like the story was just so goddamn dope because what was you gonna say? I'm sorry, did I?
I have a lot more stuff where it's like,
I'm trying to get through super chats, but okay, go ahead.
Hurry up.
It's all right.
Let's get to the super chats.
Yeah, go through the super chat.
K-Mag, get your thoughts out because you.
No. Well, go ahead. You said he had to get more. He had to say.
Yeah, but he got a lot more to say. That's gonna like take forever.
Yeah, shut up, Bless.
No, get the super chats.
Get him out of here, man. He asked me why I don't like the game, man. Chris went for fucking 10 minutes.
But
I'm the one that said I don't like it. Whatever. All right, go.
Just do the super chats, man. So I could, you know what I'm saying? Because I gotta get out of here too. So.
Ramadan says it's so mainstream they have a show on the way, the God of War show. All right. He also says my man just claimed recency bias. Who was that? And
that was a while ago.
Yeah, that's how old these super chats were. But I think all right, carry on.
All right, so it's like another thing. Like that game was immensely padded. I feel like chapter 4 entirely, like that chapter where you spent like on Cuba on the island, that shit didn't even need to exist, bro. That shit didn't even exist. Chapter 2 was very long in the tooth. I was like, all right. And then chapter 3 came. I was like, okay, I'm going through with it. Yeah. And then chapter 4, I'm like, bro, why are we on this island and like nothing is really progressing? This is kind of like you're kind of just meandering and just like, Dutch is just further going down the spiral, but that's basically all that really fucking happened. So it's like 10 hours. Like, honestly, it's like 20 hours of that game could have been cut off and it would have been a better product. It would have been like 20 hours could have been cut out of that story and would have been even better. Like the story entirely, I think it's a great story, but yeah, that game is way too long. The combat was not very good. The immersive sim elements were not very fun. Like, I have to, put on my gun, yada yada. And then on top of that, how very like previous Rockstar games are kind of like this, but this game is a fucking big fucking offender of it, where it's like it's so very linear. It tells me to pull out my hatchet and throw it at him. I use a throwing knife. Instant fail. What the fuck? I was supposed to turn left right here. I kind of went off road a little bit. Let me just make a small U-turn. Instant fail. You went too far. It's like, what the fuck? These missions. Yeah. The game is open world, but the mission structure, design is so fucking trash. It's so linear.
But one thing,
it's not realistic. It doesn't matter if I throw a hatchet or a throwing knife. If the person dies, they die. Period.
Yeah. No, but
what the fuck?
Nah,
all those reasons. That's why. Like it's.
I actually really enjoyed the story. I think as far as the open world itself, I think it's actually one of the most realistic open world games I've ever experienced. Especially like the dynamics of like.
What game are we talking about? Sorry,
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, okay.
We're still talking about that, but the dynamics and shit like that, like. Going into Louisiana at night in the woods and there's fucking these people that would jump out at you, or you'll see the KKK, burning a cross and shit like that, or like the interactions you would have because you can talk to every NPCs. So like the open world and the systems and like the economy as far as like the animals, how they had their own subsystems and how they operate and shit like that was actually super fucking impressive and immersive, which is why I was able to fight through the controls and still really, really enjoy that game. But yeah, they need to make sure like I don't mind the immersive live sim elements to it. It was just the
slowdowns of like the animation. You go into your camp and you can't run. You have to
Can't
walk.
run. You have to walk.
You know what I mean?
Everywhere.
Stuff like that. Yeah. Or like there's just some things that they.
I didn't like the fast travel.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be
Like,
that
it
much
was
to
padded.
be immersive. You know.
In the horse elements, if you don't fucking brush your horse and clean them and take care of them, they're gonna get fucking, I don't know, and die.
The
like
horse physics, but the horse
like all of that shit put together, it's an annoying experience. All of that is just an annoying experience.
But the horse physics in the feel of the horse was to me, in my opinion, Red Dead 2 has the best like feel like horses, like as far as how they feel and everything like that.
Yeah. And the variants of the horse, which is absolutely amazing, because once you get them stallions and all that, like it's nuts how different that they are. And
once you get the pony,
or gotta make sure that you take care of it, or it will fucking just randomly die.
Hey, it's realistic, man.
Yeah, and it's not fun. Just because it's real doesn't mean it's fun, bro.
I just don't like how we expect more from devs. They give it to us and then we complain about it.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't mind none of them shits at all.
Hey, you have to find a happy medium, bro. You have to have these people play test and make sure it's actually fun to play. Like,
well,
that's not my job.
Test it. They did play
test. Hey, man, they didn't do it enough, bro. That shit ain't fun.
It actually came out pretty polished, so they did play test it.
They didn't do enough, bro. They didn't ask them how fun it is. They were like, "Oh, how many bugs there are? Oh, there's no bugs. All right, we're good." I mean, how fun is this shit, bro?
Some people like this. Some people have fun. Just because you didn't doesn't mean other people didn't have fun.
Yeah, no, bro. But yeah, that game is worse than 1.
I can see where you find it tedious, but then there's other people who find those kind of mechanics and features in the game.
Yeah, they like that shit. They're more immersed with doing stuff like that. Yeah.
Think about this for
one is better in its totality.
For a Western or a JRPG, those are tedious games too, and that's why a lot of people don't like them. But I enjoy them, like because you're doing the same type of stuff. A lot of when you're going through your menu and you're looking at certain things to elevate your characters, and you got to go in and put material or whatever the case may be. Like, I mean. Anybody can complain and say that. I did love the detail aspect of the game myself personally, because I mean that's
the girls aren't.
I thought that's what we wanted, but I mean to each their own. I'm not saying that you're wrong or anything like that. I mean, because it's an all in all a beholder. But I do think that I just think myself and Fred Dead was just an amazing game.
Yeah, I understand why people like the game. I'm not going to say it's like horrible. No. It's just like I do feel I do feel like you can't logically say that game's a bad game, but I do feel like
it's not bad.
I do feel like there is a line between realistic and a video game, and that's one of the very few games I felt like it was fondled with a little too much. Like,
it should have. They should have made it more
the controls and the movement. Yeah, and that's really what it is. Like everything else, I don't mind. I didn't mind that I had to take care of my horse to boost his stats up so it can get better. Mm-hmm. It can run faster. It can, have more stamina. I didn't mind. Not die. Not die. Right. I didn't mind. Yeah, because that add more to the immersiveness. Right. So I don't mind that stuff because that adds more to the realism and immersive. It's just that with the controls, they try to do so much that it actually worked against it. And to me, all they really need to do is make it. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling y'all, if y'all download Red Dead 2 right now and play the online, like play the offline and then play the online with the controls that the online has now, it feels so much better. And they could have kept everything else.
I would play it on mouse and keyboard.
I just realized something. Where the hell is Smooth?
Y'all talk too damn much.
He was here.
Y'all like the amount of fucking like lip y'all can like. I don't know, like especially about.
Tell us to shut up.
Question,
hey, dude. The thing is that I don't have an overpowering like when I say something. When I go, y'all don't get the memo. Y'all just keep going.
To get the memo, you don't say nothing. Like,
no, I do. You guys just don't hear me. You can't hear me.
What does mean? We don't know what that. How we supposed to know?
I mean, it's not like we got many topics though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, on the real Smooth, I might be getting a review code to that game that you want to play. Do you want to play that?
I don't know what game you're talking about.
What's that damn game? That indie game that Microsoft's pushing hard right now? As Dust Falls.
As Dust Falls.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
it's a co-op game. You can have up to 8 people.
I'm curious to see how it is. I have it pre-installed, so whenever if you get it, cool.
I'll have it tomorrow.
Cool. So let me get to. All right, so pretty much with that all being said, all this God of War and updates to PlayStation and stuff like that. I mean, this is why delays. I feel bad about delays. So PlayStation was able, at the end of the day, right after they released God of War, they would have released was it Horizon, Gran Turismo, a re-release of The Last of Us, a re-release of Uncharted, and God of War. So they've been able to put out 5, and they would have an Xbox game, Ghostwire Tokyo. So they would have put out 6 sort of, and then they got that bullshit Sci-Fu game, which is like a third party.
You got Sci-Fu, and then you got the
and then you got
Stray.
Stray.
The way
fire,
smooth
bro.
you fucking pronouncing shit is funny.
And then Valkyrie Elysium. Which
I don't know what the hell that is, so I mean, I'll leave that on the back.
It's a Square
burner.
Enix action JRPG.
Is it only coming on PlayStation?
PlayStation and
It's
PC.
times.
PC, baby.
Oh, one of those. Okay, so they've been able to put out some healthy amount of content, and reason why I bring Xbox, I mean, you have to. Last year, Xbox was Publisher of the Year. Right now, PlayStation, regardless of these games scoring, they're going to be Publisher of the Year. Just on just share releases. Even though technically Last of Us Part 1's a cheat code, it's an automatic 90. Like
I don't know. You never know shit, with this new media. Shit, you never know.
So and so it's like
As long as they copy and paste, it'll be fine.
even when PlayStation releases bad news, they still counter with good news. And I feel like Xbox, like, it feels like, bro, give me fucking something, bro.
Games, nigga.
Yeah, y'all got Pentiment, bro. What you mean? Let's go.
Yeah, bro, come on.
Y'all got Pentiment, bro.
Yeah, right now there's more Xbox games releasing this year that I'm not
Scorn?
playing than
Come
there
on,
is
bro.
that I am playing.
Scorn?
I'm not
Scorn
playing
is day one.
And
Scorn is
You
day
know
one.
what?
Yeah, dude gotta do it. Yeah,
Releasing Grounded,
High
baby?
on Life. High on Life,
I do.
dude, does look real
High
good.
I don't
Why?
like looks good, but that's
Why?
not like I'm now.
Is
That's
that on
in my top
PlayStation?
3. That's in my top
Look,
3.
man,
No, it's
let-
Oh, the timed exclusive
Let's-
on Xbox.
Let's be real here.
I do not feel bad for Xbox gamers. I don't.
It's
I don't either.
Nah, I don't
let's be
either.
I you know what I'm playing right now because there ain't nothing to play on Xbox.
What?
I'm playing Enchanted Arms, a 2007 game. Like
I've never heard of that
I
game in my
remember
life.
that.
That's
Wow.
I remember
Wow.
that RPG. I remember that. I
From-
bought that
from-
game.
from-
It was
From
like a
software.
magic.
I got the
From
case
software
right there
made it.
behind me.
From
Yeah.
software made it.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, because I'm working on a video, so I've been playing like a lot of these older games, and I forgot how good this game is, man. Like, you know, one thing you could say about From Software is they might have their little knacks on stuff that they annoy their audience, but they really can make just about any type of game you could think of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me ask the Xbox.
He
Let
just
me
wants
ask the
to
Xbox
chill and
gamers.
just make the same question.
Y'all know how that because they say From Software's next game is almost over or it's
Isn't it Armored
finishing
Core?
up, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I 100% because first Miyazaki first started with Armored Core. By the way, that was his first game working on. Not I think it was Armored Core 4, right?
Armor what?
But on Armored Core.
Armor Core.
We have 4, but
Say it again?
he's been talking about bringing back Armored Core since Dark Souls 2. And you remember last year it was an Armored Core game got leaked and shit like that. So I think the next From Software game is the Armored Core, which I'm actually really hyped about and I'm really excited about that.
Let me ask the Xbox. Hold on. Let me ask y'all something. The Xbox gamers. I specifically want y'all to answer. Right? Why are y'all so upset about not having any like exclusive first party whatever titles? Right? When y'all have been conditioned to love Game Pass so much.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's a big
man.
question.
Here's
That's
the
a
thing.
big
Okay,
question, bro.
let me answer this. Here's the thing. People that say that Xbox gamers have been conditioned, if you weren't buying a game because it's not on Game Pass, you wasn't buying that game even if Game Pass wasn't around. And I'm convinced of that. If you actually want to play a game, no service is going to stop you from playing that game. You just got a bunch of people that kind of want, that looks okay, but then they were never going to buy that game anyway.
Right.
So like,
I gotta disagree
Nah,
with
we
that.
got a person on the panel
No,
here that
you're right.
literally is like, oh, I want this
Team-
game, but I'm gonna wait for it to come to Game Pass.
Who?
Smooth
Who?
is literally that person.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth is
What
literally
game?
that person.
Okay, hold on. What game? What game, Smooth?
Uh-oh.
I don't know what he's talking about.
No, a couple.
Death's Door. Death's Door. You're like, oh, I want to
I've
play
seen
Death's
people
Door, but
on
it's not in
Xbox.
Game
What
Pass.
part? Smooth, did you beat
Xbox
Death's
and-
Door?
I bought Death Door day one, and no, I ain't beat that shit.
Wow.
And I shouldn't
That's
have
my
bought it.
point. That's my
Okay,
point.
It wasn't,
Smooth.
it wasn't that
Smooth.
game. It was something else. Fuck.
I mean,
That's
I
my
was
point.
about it, though.
Bro, you can literally go back to old podcasts and hear him literally say,
All right,
"I'm gonna
here's
play."
the thing.
X,
we can
X
look at
game
his
unless
old
the
tweets.
Game
I mean,
Pass.
we can just
we're
scavenge right now.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the
Podcasts,
thing.
everything.
I'm
This
sure
is
there's a
why I
bunch.
don't feel
I'm
bad
sure.
for y'all.
I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there that
can't-
do
Exactly.
that.
Yeah,
But-
that's why I can't agree with
If
it
you have
because,
that, but
if
here's the
there's a
thing.
game that I want, I'm gonna buy it. Like,
That's what
Well,
I'm saying.
Logan,
These
that's
people,
you. That's you.
well, yeah, Right.
Here's the no, the people that say that they weren't going to buy that game regardless. They might cap like they were.
Mhm.
They might cap like the only reason they're going to try that game is because of Game Pass.
Mhm.
But most likely, even when that game that they quote unquote, I don't have my camera, so I can't do the quotations, saying that they wanted, they only want that they were only gonna they wanted that game in Game Pass to play it. I bet you if you look at their achievements, they got an hour in it. They were never going to play that game.
I'm about to shut all y'all up.
We can't be looking at the achievements though. That's
I'm gonna
Or-
shut all y'all up right now.
Like I don't
Shut us up.
don't blame y'all for the Game Pass effect on y'all because like I said, y'all been conditioned.
We ain't been conditioned. This
Look,
is what happened.
PlayStation's gonna be conditioned too. So I don't even know where that shit's coming from.
I earned the right to pick and choose what the hell I'm going to play in Game Pass. I spent all these years pre-Game Pass buying and trying shitty ass games like Murder Soul Suspect, right? I bought these games.
That game wasn't that bad.
Are you never going to let that game go?
No, because it's a game that was never finished because it was broken, and they never went back to finish it or patch it. Right?
That's you problem.
So I bought enough games.
I never got to
2015,
finish it 'cause it broke.
2016, 2013, 2014. Enough games where I'm like, man, it's trash. Damn, I wasted this money. Damn, why I do this? Why I buy that? Or have to force my way through a game to the point now I have an option in Game Pass where I'm like, all right, now that I learned my lesson of all those years, this game I probably wouldn't have bought. Let me try and see if it's good. If it's good, I'm happy my Game Pass dollars work for me. If it's bad, hey, whatever. On to the next one. You know,
Hold on.
What I will say.
Hold up, Addict. Hold up.
Okay.
Here's the thing though. Y'all want every game in Game Pass.
I don't want every game in Game Pass. What are you
That's
talking
the thing.
Here's the thing though, Dre. You're letting the small minority of people that say that stuff like speak for the rest. Like
Hold
the
up.
people that say that, they're the people that now I will admit to you, there are a good amount of people that would have been on the fence that would have leaned towards buying it, but because Game Pass exists, they don't buy it. But if you're generally hyped for a game, you're not waiting for that game.
All
it
right.
doesn't matter.
All right.
If you know for a fact that you could literally tell me, Addict, what's a game that I'm excited for? Let's say Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out, and they're like, Addict, in 6 months, that game is going in Game Pass. They can announce before the game comes out. The people that were going to buy that Kingdom Hearts 4, the ones that actually went out and pre-ordered it, they're not unpre-ordering it. The only people that are going to not pre-order that game or buy that game is the people that cap for the service. They don't cap for the game, they cap for the service.
Hold up, Addict.
Okay, here's a point right here.
If Kingdom Hearts 4 was going into Game Pass, Addict, would you play it in Game Pass or would you buy it?
I would buy it.
100%. If it dropped day one,
case in point. Okay, hold on. Case in point. My situation. I'm the exact same way like Addict is. Everybody was like, man, why are you over here tripping? Man, that oh my God, Outriders. That's coming on Game Pass, bro. Why don't you wait? Nah, man, I'm hyped for this game, man. I played that demo. I'm copping.
Whoa, you are hype after the demo?
Yes.
Outriders is not.
I don't know about that, bro.
That's why. That's why I wanted.
I'm gonna let you.
That's why I wanted to point out.
Let me live. I'm just making that just that point because there's some people that bring up that thing. Like I was hyped for the game. I bought it. And now, you know what I'm saying? Other people was playing with now people are hyped for World Slayer. And I'm like, man, shit, you got, you know, I mean, you still have to pay for it.
You still got to pay for it.
Like, I'm not gonna, it's like I said, I'm not gonna sit here, because I've always been a big standpoint that Game Pass does hurt certain sales, but I don't think it's the sales that are going to really be effective. And that's a lot of indies. I do feel like if people see an indie game, the first thought process to their mind is, that is definitely a Game Pass game if I've never seen a Game Pass game.
Here's the thing.
So I do think those games get affected, but here's the thing. Those games, generally, everyone's on the edge with those type of games. Unless you follow that developer or you've been following that game for a while. A lot of people don't go out and buy these type of games day one. But when it comes to like AAA products and games that are hype, I will admit that there's a lot of people in the middle that might have bought it if Game Pass wasn't around. It's like, yo, Game Pass might be engaged, especially certain developers. Like EA's been doing it to their games for a while now. And I think Game Pass, EA Access, PlayStation, it's given like a security net for gamers that's like, I have bought too many games that are broken, too many games that are false promoted to me, too many games that people come out straight up and lie like Ubisoft. I will wait for the games like them that I'm uncertain of to go to a Game Pass service and those people aren't going to buy the game anyway at all. But I will say that there are some people that fall in the middle that would have bought that game if Game Pass wasn't around. But I don't think I think it's like this bad narrative to say that people are conditioned to do something, because that's acting like we're in a cult or we're brainwashed or some shit like that. Like I do feel like the people that are going out there and buying that day one 5 years ago, these franchises, they're still doing that now. It's the people in the middle that weren't going to buy that game day one, or they were, you know, what's the word people like throwing out there? Want to live in the moment. Like they're still that. People don't want to wait for a game where everyone's talking about it. So it's just like, look, but I will agree. Like there is a lot of games that to a point do get hit, but I don't think we're getting conditioned to not pay for games.
I'm going to answer Gray's question.
I think there is some conditioning. It's over time, it's going to affect. I mean, obviously, it has the service base is going to affect the entire industry, but it will condition people to not, you know, want to pay.
Yeah, which is
when like that is true, because like you're conditioned to do whatever is like what is the thing to do is going to be what is going to be conditioning you. Like everyone's going to be conditioned to a certain extent. Like,
I will agree with you that someone is
regardless.
I will agree with you. Someone in the chat said every time a AAA game gets announced, you have Xbox fans asking if it's coming to Game Pass. Why the fuck would you not ask if it's coming to Game Pass?
As a Game Pass subscriber, a paying monthly Game Pass subscriber, I want every Xbox game, every game that releases on Xbox to release in Game Pass. That is nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong. You're paying for a service
to launch in a service I'm paying for. So yeah, I don't think Xbox should sign an exclusive deal if the game ain't coming to Game Pass. So games like Death Door was kind of a stupid idea. Yakuza Day One and not in Game Pass was a stupid idea. So yes, I am now conditioned from being in Game Pass and getting used to day ones and shit like that. That if a game has Xbox marketing.
There we have it. That's what I was saying.
Or exclusive
people are being conditioned.
I want it in Game Pass. You know what I mean? That doesn't at the end of the day, it doesn't mean I'm not gonna buy the games. I still buy games. I still buy games at a high clip. Now I don't buy them at the rate that I used to in like 2017 and 2016 at $400 to $500.
The thing is too smooth. Like we get a lot of review codes too. Like if some of these games that we get review codes for that you are generally like anticipating came out and you had to pay $60-$70 for them, you would buy them. Look at PlayStation. Like we're still buying games over there. We're still buying AAA products over here. Like we're still buying the game. It's just like people like if you were truly conditioned that you won't buy anything unless it comes to Game Pass, no one would buy any game unless it comes to Game Pass. It's just it's like I said, I will agree that like
there is conditioning.
But these are people that weren't going to buy the game anyway.
Not necessarily.
I would say that they were. I say that this is more of a bargain shopping type of deal because, like, I agree with Smooth 100%. I'm paying for the service, so why is it that it's a big deal, just like for anybody else that pays for the service? Okay, so for me, I'm looking at it from two different perspectives. This one right here is like, okay, there's games that's going to be coming to Xbox that has never came to Xbox before, like Soul Hackers 2. That's why I'm going to spend my money and get that game. Or Gundam Battle Alliance.
Yeah.
I'm finna buy those games. And so for like Warhammer, that would have been a game that I would have went ahead and bought and probably got the deluxe edition. And now that's in Game Pass. I'm paying for it. So it is a bargain for me. And that also supports games that I cap for, saying that needs to be dropping on Xbox again to bring back that 360 nostalgia. So that to me, I feel is a better look if you sit there and you go and you buy a certain game that you normally wouldn't buy that's not in Game Pass, but you got you already paying for the service. It's a benefit. It's a win-win. There is no losers in that situation, in my opinion.
For instance, Smooth, did you buy Godfall or was that in Game Pass?
I bought it. It's not in Game Pass.
He bought that dog shit Godfall.
I did too.
We could have easily waited for that shit to come to Game Pass. Dying Light 2. You know, it's just like, look, the games people want to play, people are still going to buy. There's no way around that. But if you're on the fence or you don't want to buy a game, obviously the first thing in your mind is, I just wait for that to come to Game Pass. You know, people still buy these games. It's just the people that are on the fence or wasn't going to buy them, they're the ones saying Game Pass. It's like you say, you see all these people that, you know, post these screenshots. If you look at their achievements, I guarantee you these games that they front, like Persona. People and everyone's mom was asking for Persona to come to Game Pass.
Yeah,
Guarantee you, if you look 6 months after that game comes out, a lot of these people ain't going to have more than 20, 30 minutes in the game.
All right. Now, I'll say that you're definitely right on that. But I'll say that if you look at if you look at any other industry and like how things have evolved, or even in our industry with like, being able to purchase digital games, and like GameStop is like on the verge of dying because we're conditioned to, over time, we have been conditioned, digital games, they're more convenient to get. It's easier to purchase. It's yada, yada. We get deals at home. Why do I need to go to the GameStop in order to get said game? So it's like digital has become basically, I think at this point, almost bigger than physical. And like you look at other industries. You look at music. People used to buy CDs all the time. People aren't really buying. People are still buying CDs, but it's way significantly less than it was previously because streaming services exist. And you're looking at streaming service, or or we go to the movies, for example. It's like, how many people are going to the movies versus how they were originally? And it's like, streaming services exist. Like, we're being conditioned to an extent. Like, multiple industries are being conditioned to an extent to change. They're being people are being conditioned to change.
I'm still gonna see Thor Ragnarok tomorrow. That's gonna not Ragnarok.
I'm not saying that everyone. I'm not saying everyone. Obviously, because CDs still sell. CDs still sell.
CDs are pretty much dead, but like
they're almost dead, but they still.
Movie theaters is popular for like the big
that's what I'm
movies,
saying.
yeah.
The same thing when it comes to this Game Pass thing. The people that were going to go watch Marvel, they're not waiting for Disney Plus. They're watching that shit in the movie.
They watching that, yeah.
But all that excess shit that no one wants to watch, that better be in a service day one, or I ain't watching it. Like,
but yeah, it's like,
that's exactly
it's still like
exactly what Sony is doing, right? Like they know people are gonna buy Ragnarok in droves when it comes out. So why would they put it on PlayStation Plus?
Yeah, they're still holding on to the old market. That's what I'm saying.
Like, what happened to that? Like, waiting for games to go on sale then to buy it. If y'all didn't want to buy it.
I still do that. I still do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's still a viable thing, but yeah, like I said, like streaming is definitely we're being conditioned in order to not streaming, but we're being conditioned for services. We're being conditioned for that. That's an absolute fact. We are being conditioned for it. Over time, it's going to become more and more prevalent. Just like any other industry that has a massive change, it's going to be more and more prevalent as time goes on.
If you look at it from that perspective, I will agree with you. But I don't think Xbox gamers are being conditioned. I think the industry is being conditioned. If you want to look at it from that perspective, it's just Xbox. Had more 1 foot out the door for the majority of last generation when it come to going this direction.
Go ahead, Black Bond, kick his ass, Seabass.
You know who's really being conditioned?
You know who's really being conditioned?
Irregulars.
You?
Nah. Well, you might as well. Well, besides bald people, I mean, these Xbox dudes been conditioned not to play games.
Oh man.
Damn.
I mean, I seen Xbox University say 2023 is going to be our year. I'm like, damn.
I mean, just because someone says that, Bond, do you really think they ain't playing no games from now to 2023?
No, I'm just saying he said it's going to be our year. But I'm just
I
saying,
get what you're saying. Like
we've been hearing it's going to be the Xbox year since 2013.
I mean, it's like I said before you got in here, Bond. My ass is playing Enchanted Arms because there ain't much to play on Xbox right now. So,
hey man, wait till E3, bro.
Oh God. You see, like YouTube is just like one massive repeat for me. This is going to be our year. This is going to be the game of the year.
Wait till
game
E3.
is delayed. Wait to E3. Wait to next year. Rinse and repeat. It literally is the same. Oh, and also a new Switch model. We'll throw that in there too.
And that's why I don't have any remorse for these Xbox fans. Y'all niggas just keep hyping shit up, and y'all don't hold them accountable enough. Y'all hold them accountable for maybe like a week or some shit, and then Xbox Unity is back on this bullshit. Like Xbox Unity was like, oh my God, they don't have anything for 2022. And then next,
like, hold on.
I can get to playing some games.
Hold up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm trying to get some gaming, and y'all over here ranting about bullshit. Let's get to it, man. What are we talking about?
Ice cream.
Like, I'm never going to. I don't like this mindset that we have to police a community. Yes. I'm never like because first off, you ain't gonna catch my ass quote tweeting someone jumping in something I don't give a fuck about. You ain't gonna catch my ass making a video about another individual because I don't give a fuck. Like literally, someone made a video. I think it was Foxy Games and used a tweet of mine to make that video. I didn't know until I watched it. Oh no, it's Alex's video. So it's just like, look, like. These people are going to do what they do regardless. Like, and we've said most of the time, this is just a game. They playing the angles they have to grow. And I'm not gonna hate on the hustle. I'm not gonna do anything. It's like, look, if you want to do that, that's you. But like, it's like
Addict is right, and I'll tell you exactly why he's right. Because look what happened to the PC gaming community on here, and it's slow descent into madness.
Oh man,
you can't stop it.
Bless Red's fault.
Like for instance, okay, so we only play one game at a time, right? Like so, I'm like Nakara, like that's the game. That's my favorite game to play right now.
Naraka,
yeah.
Xbox guys play 30 games at a time and don't finish.
You know what I'm saying? So regardless of the situation, it's more of these things to me is where like, look, man, when you play these games and you enjoy them, or if you take a break off of this game and then you go to another one and do that, whatever the case may be. You still, everybody, like I said earlier, if they're gamers, they're gonna have a backlog. If they are looking at the lineup for the games on whatever platform, console, PC, mobile, whatever, and it's not there to their liking, they better have a backlog. Because if they don't have a backlog, then that's when you need to question somebody. Because listen, if you're beating every game that you have, then you're not buying the games for one, and you only buying maybe one game at a time, 2 games at a time.
Yeah, well, that's what normal people are doing right now, especially in this economy. Nobody really has and not only that is there's not a lot of games.
Well, that's why Game Pass. That's why Game Pass, and that's why the PSN Plus is great value for gamers.
So there's not a lot of backlogs of bulk games right now, and and that's the problem. The Xbox is just nothing but great. There's nothing wrong with great value gaming. But when there's only great value gaming,
he said great value. I just said it.
Yeah,
you said it.
Listen. So check this out, right? So, and even this is one thing about the PlayStation community that the stands, I should say, some of the PlayStation community is absolutely fine. The PlayStation stands is the one that's tripping me out because they want to hamper you and tell you that you're wrong for playing an old game that maybe you never had a chance to beat or complete. But yet, every time that they open their mouth, they're bringing up something about an old game like God of War or Siphon Filter or some shit like that. It don't make any sense. Gamers,
they want new versions of those games.
Well, they want new versions of certain games, but
to me it was always about the because I know when the Xbox Series launched, they didn't have too many. Halo was supposed to be like the biggest game that came out, but then that got pushed back. So the main highlights at that time was just, Game Pass and backwards compatible FPS boost the game and stuff like that.
Gears Tactics. There's a lot of people that don't have a PC. Gears Tactics is a great game.
Right. But like,
High Busters was short, but great.
Smooth.
But like for a lot of people that hold on. But for a lot of people that like it was, I remember that. I remember that discussion being like, oh, we got 400 games or whatever. But it's like, yeah, but it's like. That's cool, right? Like, cause I'm playing Wild Arms right now, and I'm actually almost finished with the game, right? Getting the trophies, right? But at the same time, it's like with a new console, with a new generation, like I want like new games. It's like, yeah, we got Demon's Souls remake, but we also got Miles Morales, and soon after that, Ratchet and Clank, and then Returnal and stuff like that. I think that's what people were saying. It's like, yo, the main highlights of the console should always be new games and new experiences. The old games and the old catalog and the subscription service and stuff like that, that's great. That's a bonus. That's the benefit. But that shouldn't be the main highlight. That's
the problem is Microsoft spent too damn long of the Xbox One generation to actually start taking shit seriously, and now you're dealing with it. And that's why I always say, like, if you're sitting around here waiting for these games and you're not playing stuff like God of War that's on the other platform, like, you playing yourself. Like, it's okay to primarily play on Xbox. That's where your friends are. It's where the multipliers are. But if you're not going over and at least playing the God of Wars, the Mileses, the Spider-Mans, like, at that point, are you really a gamer, or are you just someone that does something on the internet to make money?
Right. And like, okay, like after I get off here,
these guys don't even make money off that shit. They do it for free.
Yeah,
that is true.
For free, dog.
That's the sad part. I'm gonna play a DNF Duel, and I mean, it's on. I got the PC version, but if I had a PlayStation 5, I would have got the PlayStation 5 version instead. But for me, it's like, look, yeah, you're right. There's plenty of games to play if your preferred platform doesn't have the games that you're looking for at that particular time.
Here's the problem, though. There's nothing wrong with great value gaming. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes you want to go to the restaurant and get a good meal. The problem is Microsoft is lacking on them, them good restaurant quality meals. And then when they do bring out the games that people want,
coming, bro.
Yeah, we've been saying that for the last 5 years, though.
Let me say this. Let me say this. I know that you're talking about first party, but I'm referring to great games on the console itself. That's second, third party. There's games out now, like I was just telling you about Naraka.
Yeah, but that's for everybody, though. People are still waiting. It's been a long time. And then another problem is Halo Infinite is just a piece of garbage. I mean, it literally pains me to say that.
You guys have no idea what's going on with Halo.
Like, it's sad.
Oh, you got the inside scoop?
We ain't going into it though.
I know it's crazy shit. I want to hear it, but fair enough.
It's bad. Here's the problem with Halo. Halo, we can all agree that Master Chief is the most well-known character for Microsoft and Xbox, right?
Yep. Yeah.
That's the mascot.
Probably after the Activision thing, it would be Crash Bandicoot.
That's always people are always gonna think of that on PlayStation. It won't.
Yeah, right now, but I'm curious if Microsoft has any plans for the brand though. So
they will. But like the problem with Halo and Microsoft is this: it's like I heard Halo had 30 scripts, and they chose this one for the TV show. Like, you couldn't have destroyed a game, a character, and a franchise if you didn't give it to Pyro 2000X or JTech TV and say, hey, we want to destroy Halo, what are you going to do? And Microsoft and Paramount and whoever literally said, hold my beer. It's bad.
And the sad part about it, it's not that. The reason I didn't like it is because I felt like if you didn't know anything about Halo, it would be an interesting watch.
But
the problem is I felt like Paramount, and this is worse on Xbox and Microsoft because they let these bitches do this shit. So I honestly felt like as an Xbox fan, they spit in my face.
Yeah.
As a Halo fan, they spit in my face.
Oh yeah, it was like K-Megan. Did you watch it?
Yeah, no, me and my wife enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I seen more white dudes' asses than for them fights with the Covenant.
Oh my God! Stop it now.
So it's the boys.
Hold on.
Though. No. Hold on. Let me make this point because he was making this
go
point. Because you guys are agreeants of it. This is where I'm different. This is what I've been claiming for. That's why, like, it pains me about with Halo 5, which I love Halo 5 so much. I cap for Halo 5 so damn much because of the fact that this is where I want Halo to go, is be different, more diverse. I'm tired of seeing Chiefs as always coming into the fold. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much, give me, you know what I'm saying? Widen the damn universe.
They could have widened the universe, but still respecting the lore of Halo, though.
You got other games like Halo Reach Fire.
You're talking about the show. I'm talking about what?
But the show should be based off the lore of the game and the books, and it's not.
It is. It's off the comics. So I mean, it is based off of comics.
Hey, Mango's right though, and I'll tell you why he's right. There's 20 Halo books. God knows how many comics there are. Yeah. Master Chief's arc and story should have ended at Halo 3. They should have gone on to different stories. And you know, if Master Chief would have came back, let's just say hypothetically, Halo 8 or something like that, or you know, further down the line, they're like, "Oh shit, Chief is back." But after Halo 3, Master Chief should have never been the main character of a Halo game again.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like Marcus Phoenix in the current Gears of War. Like, he's not the main character of the current Gears of War.
And I think, you know, people can say what they want about Coalition. For what's funny is I know people that hate on the multiplayer, but have like hundreds of hours in the multiplayer. It's like, it's equivalent to me coming on Twitter tomorrow and saying, "Fuck Destiny, it's a trash game," and I have thousands of hours in Destiny. So it's like, it's like at the end of the day, they did a better job carrying forward and passing the torch because one, they attempted. I don't know if they succeeded. We have to see in Gear 6. I have to see how that decision thing makes sense going forward. Two, they did a good job of making the main characters of the old game side characters to help still give that lore, that you know, that cameo sensation, that you know, treating the actual fans of the franchise, but still build up other characters using those other characters as side characters. And to me, they didn't do that with Halo. I felt like they were they attempted. But they did such a shitty job at Halo 5. They could not realistically save Locke from what they built him as. So they had to go back to the drawing board.
But Locke is not dead though.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's on submission. He might as well be dead though.
So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody's on submission because only people we see is Chief. So that's the thing. That's the problem for me, is that where's Red Team? Where's this Team Taurus? Where's Team Osiris? Even if you did kill off Locke,
Halo 5 was redacted from the Infinite Story. There you go.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't, because if you go and you read, you go into
it's still part of the lore. It's still
part of the lore, and Atriox is part. Yeah, it's all tied in. So it's they didn't cut Halo 5 out at all. Because the stuff within the game within Halo Infinite came from Halo 5. So that's just the whole thing for me, was just branch out. I don't mind you having Chief there, but branch out. Like,
I agree. He shouldn't be the main character anymore.
Yeah, Halo's it's a big universe.
It should be on the wave of Star Trek and Star Wars at this point, where everybody can pick and choose who is their
Star
favorite.
Wars or new Star Wars,
whichever Star Wars you want, and Star Trek. But that's where Halo should be going, because Halo has that potential to be that wide and broad. But they keep constantly listening to the Halo Bungie stands. Keeps listening. I need Chief. And
no. If they listen to the Halo Bungie stands, the game would actually be good.
Oh man, stop.
The problem is they released they delayed a game for a year and released it probably 30% complete. That's just the truth.
I'd say 60%.
Even still, we'll say 60%. It was 40%, missing 40%, nearly half the content after a year delay. That's inexcusable. And I've been saying it for the longest that 043 Studios, that would be Halo 4, Halo 5, and Infinite, 0 for 3, like in baseball. They're not 343, they are 043 Studios. They just acquired Activision, all their Call of Duty teams. They just acquired Bethesda and ID Software. It's time to put somebody else on Halo. 343 is done. They're talking.
They need a break.
About,
yeah.
They're talking. No, they don't need to be a break. They need the pink slip. They can't even get basic features into a game. They can't even get melee from desyncing. They're talking. We're working on other things, and we're tired. Like it's not that. And here's the other thing: if they were making a game from scratch, that would be one thing. But literally, they're copying another team's template, like the Coalition. They've been doing good with Gears of War, but let's be real, they didn't have to create a whole new game. Okay. Epic had already built the foundation for them, and they've just been expanding upon it. 343 can't even do that. They're giving the blueprint to the game, and they still can't succeed.
Yeah, they're just fucking.
They're not a good developer. It's time to get another team on Halo.
No, they got the talent because we've seen it. I was just saying this earlier. They showed different concepts of what they've had, what there was available, great ideas, and like he was talking about with the script, and they took it out for what because they're walking on eggshells.
Yeah, talent's good. Talent's good.
Concepts and ideas.
Yeah, talent's good, but you need the leadership and the skill behind that talent to make something great.
And not a shit engine, and not a shit engine where making small changes takes a lot of fucking time.
Like, hey, man,
and manpower.
You could give me the biggest idea of like a space station satellite in the sky. Okay, that's cool. You're a genius, but can you build it?
Yep.
So yeah, they have a bunch of ideas and everything. That's cool, but like, you have to be able to execute. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a cool idea to take a half-court shot, but unless you're Steph Curry, can you do it? No. And that was the problem with Cyberpunk. They try to do too much. Whatever your idea is, big, small, whatever, like, can you execute?
Yeah, they try to do too much on PS4 and Xbox One, and I think that's what really hurt them the most.
Yeah.
If it was next gen only, it would have been better.
And this is why a lot of people are saying Halo shouldn't be open world. Not because it can't be good being open world, but 343 is not capable of making an open world Halo.
When is the expansion going to come with a different biome, by the way?
For Halo?
That's why I was explaining earlier that pretty much what's probably going to happen is that
we just got one biome.
That rumor is true, is where they're just going to redo the game. And it's going to take a couple of years before they do it. They're probably
they should just stop it. They should just make another game. They should just stop Halo.
That's what they're going to do most likely.
Like I said,
the multiplayer is going to be fucking dead in 2 years.
They need to do a new IP.
No, the multiplayer is going to be thriving in 2 years. That part is it's going to go. Yeah,
it's dead.
Yeah, no doubt. No, it's not. It's in trouble now because of content.
Even I'm saying because I'm saying after Forge drops, like a year and a half after Forge drops, I think it's gonna be dead then. I think it's gonna be dead. I don't think it's gonna be thriving.
No, well, the hope take the clip. We'll come in and we'll see who's going to be held accountable afterwards. Halo is going to be Infinite multiplayer is going to be
bleeding players like every week.
Because the content's out there.
It's down 32% from June.
The biggest problem is
you got Apex Legends and all the other games. As well.
I think 343 needs to
like you need players to play the Forge content that some people may make, but it's like are the people even going to be there for Forge?
And look what happens. Master Collection it's better than ever now.
I don't like
and people play it.
I don't like Fortnite and I don't
MCC.
like Apex. But the bottom line is every time I go to a website or every time I log on to something, I see advertisements for more Fortnite or more Apex content. Whatever those games are doing, they're clearly doing something right, and that they're supporting the game weekly, monthly, bi-weekly, whatever it is.
No, I totally agree with you, Bond. No, that's the problem. Like like when you said, I said 60%, you said 40%. You're absolutely right. I said earlier that they should have delayed Halo until March at least because season 1 was good for Halo Infinite.
But even delaying in March, they would have only had one.
They wouldn't have.
They needed a full year to
at least a year and a half.
But
because Forge would have been there would have been here by the end of season 1. You see what I'm saying? And then and co-op would have been here by the end, or they could have even probably already had.
But they would have had to delay it a year.
It's not here now.
It's not here now. How are you saying that if it released in March, it would be ready?
It would still not be ready.
I think
only it's right here. People are being able to play it. I'll be able to play here in about 2 more days.
So, here's also the problem, K-Man.
It's July.
Once the game dies, games don't come back.
Yeah, and Well,
We can name,
typically
like, 4
no.
games. Like,
typically no.
Final Fantasy 14.
How many years people you guys have been saying Halo is dead and Halo is not going to die. Halo is too different of a game. There's no game that's like Halo for one.
But it's not going to be as big as it used to be. It's not going to be bigger than
the little kids are.
Hold on, let me. I'll say
Splatoon will be more played than Halo Infinite. I guarantee it.
Probably.
Splatoon 2 will be than Halo 5.
Splatoon 3 day one, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, this is what I think Microsoft should do. I think they should convert 343 to customer service, and they should let Machine Games, Treyarch, whatever, bid on the next Halo game if they like to do that, or allow 343 to do. They need to do something completely different. I'm just sick of.
They need to do a new IP, bro.
If that's the case, once the Activision deal is done, then let Activision take over because
and in regards to MCC, like, oh, it was broken and then it came back. MCC had the content, and it had the content that people wanted. They had the original games. Where else would you have played the original games?
Here was the biggest problem with Halo.
There's no other place.
What? That don't even make no sense because what your point is trying to say, you were saying that it was dead, and now you're just making my point because I tried to tell you Halo is so different that it's not going to die. Infinite is not going to die.
I'm speaking specifically of Master Chief Collection. Those are the games that people like. Those are the games that people want. There was no other
player. People enjoy the multiplayer for Halo Infinite. Where are you getting that they don't like it? It's the content.
Like the pro players that are ripping their hair out.
Because
they're ripping their hair out playing the game. Yeah,
it's not enough to keep them attached to the game.
It's not even just content. It's literally the decisions and choices that they made within the game itself.
Issues, the weaponry,
exactly. Desync issues, like weapon, like ammunition for certain weapons. How they keep. How they all like nerf like certain jumps and like certain movement abilities.
Okay,
they're just fucking up the game.
Okay, so let me ask you this question: who's the bigger audience? The casual market, which will be us, or the pro league?
That's the thing. I don't think the casual are going to come back either, though.
The casual's not.
I don't think that. And if they come back, it's only going to be for a minute amount of time.
Doesn't mean that you got to be right, and I don't think you are. So that's okay. That's we just have a different opinion on it, and that's cool.
But the game used to have 250,000 people on PC. It's got like 5 now.
I personally think that when Forge hits and co-op hits, there's going to be an uptick, and then it's going to slowly degrade. How it's slowly degraded since fucking season 2 started. It's going to slowly degrade.
Here's
the same shit.
Here's the biggest mistake.
If they don't have the content, you're right. If they keep adding content at a basis that matches the competition, no, it will be fine.
But here's the biggest.
A year after Forge, I feel like it's going to be a ghost town.
And speaking of
Mark
Forge,
my words.
that's the biggest mistake they made.
But we'll see.
Once this game,
I'll eat the crow if I'm wrong, though, but I doubt it.
Once this game was announced for PC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Forge should have been the utmost priority. Period. Because then you would have had a bunch of PC gamers playing the game or not playing the game, designing content continues. If the game was on PC and they didn't want to concentrate on Forge, okay, fine. But once the game was announced for PC, to not give the community, especially the PC community, Forge was stupid.
They can't even fix their custom game. They can't even fix their custom game modes. Like you can't share custom game modes. Like simple shit. They have not even fixed. And it's like the community is not gonna like.
Only thing
like they're gonna come in and check for a little bit, just like Battlefield with 2042 with their latest content drop. They're gonna check for a little bit and they're gonna fucking piece right back out.
Okay, but they're
gonna bounce right back off.
That's the only part that I disagree with you with is the part about it's just going to die and it's going to die on the vine. But everything else, where you're talking about the management aspect of it, to where they don't have things in order and everything, and the desync issues and things like that. Yes, I totally agree. That is the reason why. That's the reason why I don't play, because I normally will play Halo at least 2, 3, 4 times a week. But now I've reduced myself to maybe playing once or twice every 2 weeks. So that's so I totally understand it. But again, all you have to do is just look at how everything. When you're talking about data and things like that, all you got to do is look at how these games, if these games have these issues, and they get fixed, people will come back. The one thing that with Halo is that the Halo gamers will continue to keep playing Halo if then the content comes. The newer people, the younger people and stuff that Halo is going to need as well. That's where the situation where if you want to make that discussion lies. Now that could be a problem going forward, and Halo might not be the number one shooter ever again. But to say that it's going to just die and go away, I don't see that. I just don't see it.
I don't think that's the Halo itself is gonna die. I feel like Halo Infinite is gonna die, and they might make another game. That's what I'm saying. Like Halo Infinite, I feel like it's gonna die.
Right.
And like I don't like you're talking about these not diamonds in the rough. That's not the analogy I'm looking for. It's these random games that are like, it was dead, and then it flourished. Its player base flourished after they made changes and shit. That is few and far between. That is not. That is the
FF14, No Man's Sky. What else?
Yeah, that is the exception to the rule, bro. That's not the rule. That's the exception to the rule. Like that's not a probable. That's a possible. It's a possibility.
Okay, so what you're not putting into the equation is that this is not a paid product. This is a free to play game.
Yeah,
and
so
even
Halo on Xbox is doing fine. It's on PC where everybody's.
It's not even. Isn't it not even like top 15 anymore?
On Xbox, no.
It's not even like top. It's not even top 15 anymore. Yeah. That's fine. It's their number one IP. It's not even top 15 of games people are playing. What?
It's okay.
What the fuck?
All right.
What the fuck?
All right, guys.
If it's
Smooth side of Sanders.
It's a multiplayer game that's free, and it's not even top 15 of games that they're playing. How is that fine?
And if it's not, if you're saying this is in top 30, 40, then yes, you can sit there and say, well, damn, that's not looking very good. But a lot of people are looking at the Steam numbers, and they're going by that and thinking that those same numbers are being equated on the Xbox.
I mean, we can also look at the Xbox. Not even top 15 is not good, my guy.
It is top 15. It's 14 currently.
Currently it's 14. Okay. Currently it's 14. All right. It saved the day. It saved the day right in there.
It doesn't have the content. Just because you want to try to overtalk me, just because it doesn't have the content, that's the reason why it's 14. When the content comes, it's going to.
That's what you all said at season 2, and it didn't work.
Yeah, season two bumped it up a little bit, and then it went right back down.
No, because when they said it was going to be 6 months, I knew that. I said that. Now listen, I know that none of you guys don't probably listen to my channel or what's what I got to say on Twitter or whatever, but I made that statement. Season 2 ain't shit. Season 2 is a fail. It's what they're going to do with beyond season 2, what they're going to do by the end of the year. And I've even said that Halo will the multiplayer probably won't kick in and get people to come back fully until next year. That's what I've said.
Nobody's coming 3 years later to an old game. Like that's not happening.
I said next year. I didn't say 3 years, bro.
Well, next year will be 3 years.
Like a game that's 2 years old. A game that's 2 years old being revived is so unlikely. Like, that is so unlikely. I can understand a few months, but 2 years later, that is so unlikely, my guy. Like,
the game just came out in December of 2021. It's 2022.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, but damn, what are you talking about?
Okay. What? All right, so you're talking about literally January of 2023? That's what you're speaking
guys,
about?
I need us
to
quit the rebuttals.
I'm gonna have to hit you up so you can come on GRG. So we can
please.
Yeah, man, this is great.
Please.
Some money on it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
So K Mega, I don't even know if I can. You could just say your outro because I got to get the heck out of here, dude. Like I've been sitting down way too damn long. Thank you, K Mega, for coming through. But yeah, tell them know where they can find you.
Yeah, man, come and check me out on Twitter at KMega4, on Twitch KMega405, on YouTube KMega405, same name. And man, yeah, I'm going to be streaming tonight on doing a little fight night. Most likely probably be playing some DNF Duel. So if you want to come and check me out here in about an hour, then
I'll
that'd be
catch you
great.
guys.
So I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody on the panel, man. It was great.
Appreciate you coming through, K Mega. Same thing, Surge Rated, great. Let me just give a quick shout out to the people, some key names in the chat: Verge Brizzle, Alex PSX. I know Jack Move was here earlier. Bond just stopped through. Rain G4, Legion, 3-bit. Always Cola, Edhead, Isaiah Bryant, Bear Baron. So Z Black Rider. But no, I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry, today just ran super long. I was like, for us to have nothing to talk about and to go 3 hours, I'm actually surprised. Shout out to bless Ole Man Logan and your patience, and Chris Righteous. Congrats on the God of War release. I am rooting for it to lose Game of the Year. I'm pretty sure it'll be a great game, but I just don't want it to be Game of the Year for other reasons.
Yeah, for fanboy reasons, I know.
Yeah, something like that. Other than that, guys, I gotta get out of here. I'm surprised my wife didn't come busting in here. But yeah, man, it's been a pleasure. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like button, comment, share. Anybody got anything else to say before I let the outro play?
Not really.
No. Well, that's great.
We out.